Close your eyes and just stay tight. We have to go. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me.
Until you find your way back home. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the final day of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. Now, we know all good things have to come to an end, and today, this online wildcard qualifier is going to come to an end, but it's going to bring a promise of something bigger, which is going to be the Esports Premier Series, wherein Charanjot Singh and Saransh Jain are waiting for the two winners that we will know today. Right now, I do not know what's going to happen, but what I do know is that I have alongside me Arshdeep Singh, who is as excited as I am for these games. So, Arshdeep, how are you feeling today, and what are your thoughts about these blockbuster games that we have lined up?
Thank you, Selvan. Definitely, Selvan. It's like finishing a good book, isn't it? You want to finish it, but you just don't because you know it's about to end. But as you said, all good things do have to come to an end. As for me, I'm pretty excited. I'm looking forward to today. I'm also happy because yesterday was an incredible day to be a Barcelona fan. You saw Alexia Putellas won the women's Ballon d'Or. You saw Pedri add to that golden ball connection, winning his Copa trophy, and of course, the greatest of all time, adding to his ever increasing collection of trophies. So I'm just looking forward to as coming to today. FIFA, we have four incredible players. It is not a single elimination knockout. We do have a best of three. We will get into that later on. Oh, we'll do it right now. It is a
Right
best of
away.
three. We have three standalone games. The aggregate score does not matter. Whoever wins two games out of the three will be crowned the winner. All these four players will be super excited. They all know that they are one win away or one tie away from booking their place into the grand finals alongside Caesar and Saranj. The pressure is high and the reward is also high. And under extreme pressure, what do we get, Selvin? It's diamonds.
Well, absolutely. And I think these four players have deserved their way through. Just to let you all know about the format, it's a best of three format, which means every individual game played will have a result. Let's say, for example, the game between Soumak and Sagnik is 1-1 after 90 minutes. We will not go to the second game. We will go to extra time. If the game is still level, we will go to penalties and we will find out a winner after every game. One player who wins two games out of these three goes on to the Esports Premier Series Grand Finale. And in case if there is one player who wins the first two games, we do not play the third game as we would already have a winner. We hope the format is clear because the players are ready, Arshdeep. I think we should turn our focus towards the first game of this day. I mean, just before that, we can just take a look at the brackets. Of course, so many players, so many warriors were there out here, but the last four remain. And out of these last four, only two will remain. Soumak Ghosh versus Sagnik Banerjee, Aditya Chadha versus Lokmanyu Chaturvedi. These games are going to be intense. And I think the best part is, since it's best of three, these guys will have time on their side to analyze, to see what is happening, and to maybe use their plan A, plan B, plan C, or whichever plans they have, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvin. Also, we can look back at the journey of these players so far. Soumak in his first game came up against Darvesh Kera, who was riding the high of beating Sid. Soumak incredibly dispatched him four goals to nil in extra time. Incredible performance. That performance was followed up by a rage quit. In 70th minute, he made the dark horse of the competition rage quit, and he very well deserves to be here. As for Sagnik, his first game was a comfortable win over Dherya, and his second game he showed why he is one of the best players in the country. He was under pressure in that second half. Imad was wonderful there, but he absorbed that pressure and he came out of it winning again in extra time, 4 goals to 2. So this game, I'm expecting goals, I'm expecting skills, I'm expecting both these players to put on a show. Let's get some predictions, Salvan. Who do you think wins this one?
Well, I mean, you've put me under a lot of pressure already, and under pressure, as you said, we get diamonds. I'm not sure if my prediction will be anywhere close to a diamond, but then these two players, of course, know each other very well. The only reason I'm going to say Sagnik to be the winner is because I feel he has a little more experience than Somak at these stages, and right now he will also be growing with confidence. Also, another reason why I'm going to go with Sagnik is, like I said yesterday, Sagnik has come up against a player like Imad who pushed him to the limit. They went into extra time, which is why Sagnik would feel a little more confident that he has tested himself versus the very best in this tournament. Somak has also played against Darvesh, but the last round was fairly easy for him. No offense to Arjun, of course, he put up a fight, but then Somak ran away with it despite of being 2-0 down, which is why I just feel Sagnik may just have the edge. But then only time will tell who is going to go through. It's a best of three format. One of them can win the first game and then go on to lose the others. And you never know what's going to happen. This is a very crucial game. Plus, I think this is a game that both these players have been waiting for. And they must be thinking, this is the game I wanted to play right when I filled up the form to enter the Esportz Turns One online qualifier for the Esports Premier Series, because that's how much it would be meaning to them.
Definitely, Selvin. If anyone, no one deserves to lose at this stage of the competition. All four players have shown massive, grit, and their passion to get here. And anyone who loses is going to be unfair. But it is a competition. There can only be one winner in this case too. but you have to just roll up your sleeves and you have to win this one, because this is where it really counts.
Well, absolutely. This is where it really counts. And I'm getting an update from the team that the first game of the best of three between Sagnik and Soumak will be starting anytime soon. And as we speak, here we go with the game which has started. Sagnik Banerjee in the white kit, Soumak Ghosh in the black kit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the final day of Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. This is the final day with the final four players. And remember, two players will make it to the grand finals along with Charanjot Singh and Saransh Jain. Sagnik Banerjee or Soumak Ghosh, only time will tell. But right now, Sagnik on the attack, wasting no time. That was a positive start. And Soumak, of course, now can break through. But that's some good start, Arshdeep, to this game.
5 minutes in, Salvan, and they've both shown their intents. They want to go attack Soumak with that quick elasticos and that quick skills on his right stick. And Soumak, of course, looking to capitalize on any mistake, any opportunity he gets to put Sagnik under pressure. And we see that again, a quick elastico, but well read by Soumak, who's trying to push out from the back and go for the counter attack, having seen Sagnik push his players up. And we know that he's incredibly well versed in doing that. These players having contrasting styles. Sagnik likes to keep the ball, build up, and Soumak just wants to go for goal and get as many goals as possible.
Well, absolutely. And I think that's how exactly it works for these players. I mean, they want to get that early goal. They want to exploit the weakness of the opponents. But then both these players, of course, have more strengths than weaknesses. And they would be trying to make the most of their strength without relying on the opponent's weakness in this one. Because that's what Sagnik has in mind. He gives it to Alphonso Davies, to Goretzka. And now there is Mbappe making that nice little run, but well read by Soumak.
Definitely, Southern. Soumak has shown that he can defend in the first 15 minutes. He's limited Sagnik to absolutely one or two chances, one or two touches in his box, and he's tried to push up on that counter attack. I think the game plan is clear here. Sagnik is going to keep the ball. He wants to do those skills on the edge of the box and try to make that perfect, beautiful goal. And while Soumak only cares about getting the ball in the box and getting that goal, I do not know what's going to happen. Whatever it is, I'm expecting a high goal scoring affair.
Well, I am expecting the same, Arshdeep, but then I will not be disappointed if this one is a low goal scoring affair, because these two players, of course, would not risk out anything, especially considering, Arshdeep, that this is not a best of one single elimination. This time is best of three, and one mistake can actually put you in that position where you feel, oh no, this is going to cost me the entire game, and I may not be able to come back in that single tie. However, they will have more chances, but you know how these pro players operate with regards to their mindset and mentality. And I think Sagnik, of course, is now through with Mbappe the way he was yesterday against Imad multiple times. And Soumak again clears the danger. So coming back once again, Arshdeep, to this point of the best of three, okay? How important do you think it is to have a situation like a best of two or a best of three when it comes to a final?
Salvan, I think you just need to focus on the game at hand. You cannot be thinking about the other games to come. You just have to make sure that you give your best performance and not get disheartened if you lose. But again, don't give your opponent the chance to just walk away with it. That is always a uncertainty in your mind when it comes to a second game or a third game to be played. But that is what is all about, right? We are not testing these players just on their mechanical skills. It's also the mentality that comes into play at a stage such as this.
Well, absolutely. I think this is where it matters the most. And here is Sagnik Banerjee on the edge of the box, twisting, turning. Here is Neymar Jr. gives it to Mbappe. Is this going to be the first goal? Beautiful elastico. Beautiful shot on the left foot. And Kylian Mbappe makes it 1-0 for Sagnik. We have the first goal of the final day of Esportz Turns One, the online wildcard qualifiers. And Sagnik Banerjee has put that one step in front into the grand finals. What a goal.
Definitely, Simon. But we say that Soumak is actually in and he's gotten the equalizer thanks to an own goal there. That's going to be extremely disheartening. An own goal straight from kickoff, and we are back to square one.
Well, back to square one, and what a response from Soumak. That's exactly what we wanted. As soon as I said Sagnik has put 1 foot ahead in this tie, Soumak was like, wait a minute, hold on. Here I am coming as well along with you for that grand finale spot. But right now, only one of them can qualify for the grand finale. But as a neutral, this is what we wanted to see, isn't it, Arshdeep?
Absolutely, Selman. With 30 minutes gone, there's nothing between these two players. Sagnik so far has controlled the ball. He has had more of the possession. But as we can see, Soumak is defending incredibly well. As soon as Sagnik gets in the box, Soumak tries to suffocate him and win the ball back. And he has already hit on the counter. As he's trying to do that again with a beautiful through ball there, putting Neymar through. Neymar inside the box, tries to pass it back, but Sagnik intercepts that, and it's going to be a goal kick for Sagnik. And like I said earlier, Selvin, the intent is pretty clear. Sagnik wants the ball. He wants to create that chance. He wants to get that beautiful goal. And Soumak is looking to hit on the counter and basically use Sagnik's possession against him.
Well, absolutely. And I think both of them would like to see how they can exploit the other player and their tactics, because Somak, of course, I think is now preferring the long ball directly down to his Neymar or Mbappe and then running down the wings and trying to cut it in, as he's done here again. And this time almost he scores a goal. But what an important and what a big save out there by Donnarumma, the keeper that won the Yashin Trophy. But having said that, Marquinhos, out of all people, scored 2 goals on the weekend, has scored a goal for Soumak to put him 2-1 up in the finals and the first leg of the finals, of course. Wow, what a game this is turning out to be.
Selvin, that all came from just a through ball down the wing to Mbappe, who cut it inside for Neymar. A brilliant save by Donnarumma. And then, as I've always been an advocate of making the most of your corners, Soumak does that and he has the lead, and he probably will going into half time. As I say that, Mbappe has got in the box, but he's scuffed the shot on his left foot, and we are going to go into half time with 2-1 to Soumak Ghosh.
Well, what a half this has been. Like, I'll not be surprised if this game goes out to extra time right in the first game itself, because these two players have been very close with regards to how they've played, with regards to their tactics, with regards to everything that they've done. But right now it is Soumak Ghosh who has taken the lead. And I think Soumak enjoys this a lot, isn't it? He likes to be under pressure. Against Darvesh, it was 0-0. He was not really, at his A game at the start. Darvesh hit the post or the crossbar multiple times. And then even against Arjun, he was 2-0 down. But then once he gets going, it's pretty difficult to stop him.
Absolutely, Selvan. Soumak reads the opponent so well, and he does that quickly. And in a best of three format, having one game, even if he loses, he has that game to read that opponent, to do that in the best of one under 45 minutes after the first half. But Selvan Sagnik was in there, but again, incredible defending there for Soumak. Like I was saying, Soumak reads his opponent's game and adapts extremely well to their opponent's playstyle. He manages his playstyle to counter that, and eventually he's shown us he did that against DK. He was under pressure for the first half. He had conceded a lot of shots, but he came back to win 4-0 even against Arjun. And even now, he was under pressure for the first 15 minutes. He's come back, and it's 50 minutes played in the game, and he's leading, and he's restricting Sagnik to going down the wings and not be able to do his skill moves, which he loves to do down the middle with Mbappe, because that's how good he is in defense. But as I say that, the commentator curse strikes again with Ashraf Hakimi with that 71 shooting on his 3-star weak foot, putting the ball in the back of the net again from a corner, Salvan.
Wow, I mean, that's incredible. I think Sagnik and Soumak have an all PSG party going on out here. Mbappe, Marquinhos, Hakimi, out of all people. Before the goal went in, Arshdeep, I was thinking, I'll tell you that Sagnik, this is familiar territory for him, because he was 2-1 down against Imad after taking that lead and then went on to absolutely dominate in that extra time. And I think that's what he likes as well. He likes to test himself up against the very best, wants to see what his A game is, and wants to bring it out when it matters the most. And right now he has momentum on his side. And if he goes ahead and scores the next goal, I think that's going to be enough for him to go ahead and win the first leg out of this best of three format.
Absolutely, Salvan. And you can see Sagnik is not rushing his attacks anymore like he was in the first 5 minutes. He has identified that Soumak has gotten used to him. But as we say that, he's inside the box, and that's put wide from his left winger. I think that was Dembele. Maybe it was Vinicius. Do not quote me on that. But where do you go from here, Salvan? Having seen that golden chance missed, I mean, against a player of Soumak's quality, you have to make the most of your chances. And he's in again, Vinicius, but an incredible save by Donnarumma to push it against the post. And now Soumak will be feeling the pressure, Selvan.
Well, absolutely. And I think Sagnik is also feeling the pressure, thinking, you know what, I missed one. Okay, I get another chance. I'm not going to miss the second time. But he goes ahead and hits the post this time. And he must be thinking, oh no, if FIFA makes me pay for this, for these misses, that's going to be something crucial, because this is not a game that you want to give away, especially considering what we have on stake here. But right now, I think it's going to be third time for him in a similar position. This time it's Kylian Mbappe to Vinicius, does not take a shot, does that beautiful fake shot, and goes ahead and scores with Davies out of all people. But credit to him where due. What an amazingly taken goal. Composure at the maximum.
That was an incredible move, Selvin, to get that extra fake shot to make more space on Davies's preferred left foot and to put it in. I think he's using that rule breaker Davies, who was given a boost in shooting, which has been shown right here. And yeah, great goal there. Yeah, he is using the rule breaker Davies. Something very interesting, he's actually using that Davies as CM and using Federico Valverde of Real Madrid as left back. What are your thoughts on that, Selvin?
Well, I'm not somebody who plays foot, but then that looks very unlikely. But then I'm sure there is a reason why he's actually going with that. That must be tried and tested, and it's not like he's experimenting with it, especially at this stage of this tournament for sure. But then let's just hope whatever they try works out for them and does not backfire, because that's going to be very heartbreaking to see such a thing happening. But right now, I think Soumak has all his focus on scoring that next goal. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you all, this is not about aggregate. Even if the score is 5-2 or 4-3 or whatever, whoever wins, it gets counted as one in the victory board out of three. But right now, Sagnik is in again. I think we're going to be lost for words, because this is an end-to-end game that's going out here, Arshdeep.
Definitely, Salman. You do not want to lose the first game of a best of three, because then all the pressure is on you. And considering that there is no aggregate score, Soumak might as well just throw all his players forward in hopes of taking this to extra time and penalties, because he has shown time and again that he is an incredible player when it comes to extra time. He did that versus ZK. He was 2-0 down. And Sagnik there, green timing the shot from the edge of the box, and Donnarumma again bailing Soumak out. Like I was saying, Soumak, there is no aggregate score. The score line does not matter. There is no element of goal difference. He might as well go constant pressure, put all his players forward, and hope to get another goal to take this to extra time now.
Well, of course, that's what Soumak would have in mind, and Sagnik, of course, would want to score maybe that one more goal, which gives him that breathing space so that he can go ahead with full confidence and take this directly into the second game, which can absolutely be the final game for him. And as I say that, there is no commentator's curse this time. The ball lands exactly where he wanted to, and that's 4-2 to Sagnik Banerjee. And I do not want to admit it, but I do think that Sagnik has done enough to go ahead and win the first game out of the best of three games that we've had here. And Soumak, for everything that he's capable of, may struggle to get two goals back from this situation.
Absolutely, Selvin. Sagnik just uses that reverse elastico, that stop and reverse elastico so well. It creates that extra bit of space to take that shot. And with a player like Kylian Mbappe on his right foot, that was never going to go wide. And yeah, his control over that right stick, when to use that elastico, when to fool the opponent and go for the reverse elastico, is just something we haven't seen from any other player in this tournament.
Well, absolutely. And I think today Sagnik has absolutely made sure that he gets his A game out, because the way he's taken his chances and the way he's created them, I think against Imad as well, he was trying everything possible, but then there was some lackluster, isn't it? You could see that, there was something missing in his game. But today, he's been absolutely on the top of his game, and not just attack-wise, he's defended really well as well, because he conceded one from the corner and the other one that he conceded was an own goal. And apart from that, I think it's been fairly okay with regards to his defense, and he's been there rock solid with all the players that he has. And look at that game management. He knows he does not need another goal, and he just needs to pass this through, and that's what he has in mind. But oh my God, it still remains at 4-2. And I think that's going to be 2 added minutes. And I think it's going to be fair enough to say Sagnik is going to win the first game.
Absolutely, and well deservedly so as well. He was under pressure in that second half with Soumak taking the lead with the corner and that own goal. He came back, he showed incredible composure with that Davies extra fake shot to get that third goal, and then again pushing down the wing with Mbappe, doing that reverse elastico, getting that final goal, which would have given him a little bit of breathing room to say, and he gets the victory, 4-2. And Soumak now is under pressure because he needs to win both the remaining games, or else he's going to be eliminated at this crucial stage of the tournament, which no one likes.
Well, absolutely. Just like they say, it's always tough to lose when you lose right at the end. But first of all, congratulations to Sagnik Banerjee. It's not the target is not really achieved for now, but he is halfway there. After the first game, he is the one who's leading the best of three by one game to nil. 4-2 was the score of the first game, although it does not matter. The reason I say it does not matter is because for some reason, if Soumak goes out to beat him 5-2 or 6-2 for that matter, it will not make any difference. The score then becomes 1-1 after 2 games. But right now, in the best of three, it is 1-0 to Sagnik, and that's the result that matters. I think both of them will be setting up pretty soon for the second game, because I'm sure, in these situations, both of them would like to finish this off as early as possible, because it's going to be a lot of pressure on them, considering that these two players are absolute monsters when it comes to mentality, when it comes to their gameplay, when it comes to playing tournaments of the highest caliber. And for sure, Esportz Premier Series is right up there with all the best tournaments in India that we have right now. But Asdeep, you've already said that, Sagnik deserved the first game and the victory in this one. But what were your thoughts? Where could Soumak have done something better, or where could Sagnik improve in this game?
I think Soumak was incredibly good at this game. He was doing his defending. He was attacking down the wings. In the first half, he was catching Sagnik out with that little push, a little explosive sprint with Mbappe down the wings. But I think Sagnik read onto that pretty early in the game, and that's why he went on to win. I think Soumak just needs to be a little bit more composed in defense. He was pushing his attackers a little bit forward, knowing how good Sagnik is with his right stick and those elasticos. I think just a little bit more composure and a little bit more attacking creativity, and Soumak might actually stand a chance to take this to the third game.
Well, absolutely. And I think if it goes to the third game, it's going to be very, very, very crazy, because that's when momentum comes into play. That's when your nerves come into play. And that's when you have, all the weight of the world on your shoulders, thinking, you know what? This is the game that I've been practicing so many days, so many months, so many years for. And now that I have this opportunity, I cannot let it slip. But having said that, I'm getting an update that both players are almost ready, and we are going to go into the game anytime soon. And here we go, right again. In the similar sense, Soumak Ghosh in the green kit this time, whereas Sagnik Banerjee is in the white kit. Arshdeep, at this time, if I ask you for a prediction, what would you say?
I think going by that first game, I think Sagnik might actually just win this tie. I think he wins this game one goal to nil, and he gets that victory, and he goes into that grand finals to join CJ and Saranch.
Well, absolutely. And I think for some reason, I do feel momentum is on Sagnik's side, especially after a very dominant performance in the first game. And that's what he has in mind here with Kylian Mbappe. With Neymar Jr. this time. Similar to the first game, same angle, same power, same foot, and same result. 1-0 to Sagnik Banerjee. Something that he needed to start this.
Absolutely, Selvin. Now all the pressure is on Soumak. What does he do? Does he go out all out pressure this early in the game? That was a beautiful skill touch there to set through Vinicius. Ball rule scoop turn, puts it on a plate, but the Yashin winner, Donnarumma, bailing out Soumak right now, having conceded a goal and then having conceded something like that. What goes through your mind, Selvin? What do you think Soumak is thinking about right now?
Well, I think Soumak must be thinking about what's going wrong for him, rather than thinking how is Sagnik on such an amazing level. But he makes a very vital mistake which can turn out to be fatal for him. But luckily he survives, and this could have been over before that first 10 minutes. But right now Sagnik has another chance. He has no intention of stopping, realizes that Davies is offside, stays with Mbappe, has the ball, twisting, turning, waiting for the opportunity. But you cannot wait that long against a player like Soumak, who absolutely is in need of that next goal. Tries that beautiful through ball that he's been trying, lofted on the ground. Everything that he tried yesterday, day before yesterday and yesterday. That was one thing that was really crucial and really amazing about Soumak, isn't it? Those through balls that he played in the right position.
Absolutely, Selvin. But against a player of Sagnik's quality, that you've done that in the first game. He did get caught out, don't get me wrong. It did work for the first 10-15 minutes, but he pretty early adapted to it. He needs to switch up his play style. He can't just keep doing the same thing against a player of Sagnik's quality, because Sagnik in defense will not allow that. He will not make the same mistake twice. And Soumak right now, under all pressure, needs to switch up the formation or switch up his tactics and try to go through that middle or try to go a little bit narrow because the wings are clearly not working, as Sagnik has read it and beautifully defended.
Well, absolutely. And I have a feeling Sagnik, of course, is looking very confident in this game considering how he's defending. And look at him right away in attack with Kylian Mbappe. I think Soumak has to realize that there is still a long way to go in this game. And if he could get the next goal, he can put some pressure on Sagnik. And if somehow he goes on to win this, there is another game that's going to happen. But right now, oh, that is a foul. Is that a foul? No, it's not a foul as per the referee. I think he just tripped on his own, or maybe that was unintentional. But Sagnik is in again with Vinicius Jr., the man who missed multiple times for him in that first game. And I am still surprised to see that he has still faith in this player who beautifully sends it in, but Donnarumma was equal for it.
Selvin is those five-star skills that he loves so much. He cannot play a winger who doesn't have a five-star skills because he loves to do those elasticos and those shot cancels and those Magidi cancels and all those mechanics which take a lot of time to master. He has done that extremely well, and that is why you see even if his wingers like Vinicius and Dembele aren't the best finishers, they do have those five-star skills which will get them to a position where it will be an easy finish. So the finishing stat really doesn't matter.
Well, absolutely. And think at times that's how it is. The numbers are just there for the sake of it. What matters is how you make the most of them and how you are the one who finishes them. Because here is what Sagnik has in mind with Dembele, but that is not the kind of shot he would have expected from a player of Dembele's caliber. But luckily, it's still a corner, and he has scored from the corner in the last game. He scored from the corner against some more players in this tournament. So he'll be very confident about his corner routines because here, unfortunately, he loses the ball, and for him, this can be a counter. But Soumak, of course, not feeling very confident, I think, because he is not looking like his own self here.
Absolutely, Salman. It just looks like Sagnik's quality, and he's put a through ball into Vinicius, an incredible save from Donnarumma. Again, right now, Gianluigi Donnarumma is Soumak's best player right now, and that is never a good sign in the competitive FIFA tournament when your AI is your best performing player. He needs to just take a step back. The game has not gone away from him. It is only a one goal lead with more than half of the game to go. He needs to calm down, refocus, regroup, and come back in the second half and try to make some attacks of his own.
Well, absolutely. I think that's what Soumak would have in mind with regards to making a comeback in this game. But Sagnik right now, for everything that we're saying, is looking super cool, super composed. And look at him. That could have been a goal, but for everything that he did, Neymar could not get at the end of that beautiful pass. And I think Sagnik is going to be gutted if Soumak goes ahead and makes a comeback in this game, especially after that miss.
That was I can't even fathom that miss. He just wasn't tall enough. He just didn't extend his leg enough. A little bit of touch, the slightest of touch, and it was an open net. But Soumak again gets lucky. He finds his attack, does a beautiful Magidi cancel, finds Renato Sanchez. But again, Soumak's defense, his defensive solidity and his discipline in defense just completely nullifies any attack that Soumak has had in this whole game, in this whole tie rather. And he's gonna see this half out with a 1-0 victory and be ever so close to booking his place in the grand finals.
Well, absolutely. And I think one more goal out here for Sagnik is going to cement his place in that grand finals, because I think a player of his caliber at this stage knows about game management very well. And Soumak is a great player, do not get me wrong. He can come against anyone and score 3 goals. But then in a situation like this, where you've lost the first game, where you are down by a goal in one half, it's going to be pretty tough. And if Sagnik goes ahead and scores the next one, it's possibly GG's game over for sure, with us congratulating Sagnik for reaching the grand finals.
Definitely, Selvin. I think right now he's looking to make some changes. He's brought on that Tecatito Corona card, which proved so useful to him in that win against DK. He will be counting on that card to produce something similar here and to get that win and to drag this game out to the third game and possibly get himself in that grand finals.
Well, yes, that's what he is looking at. But we are now into the second half of the second game of this best of 3. finals that's happening right now. One of them is going to book a slot into the grand finals of the Esports Premier Series. If you have just tuned in, just to let you know, Sagnik Banerjee won the first game by 4 goals to 2, which means he is leading this tie by 1 game to 0. Right now, we are exactly at the middle of where we should be with regards to the first semi-final that's happening, and Soumak wants to somehow get that goal to get this game level and possibly, just possibly, have a chance of reaching the grand finals. Because if it stays this way, Sagnik Banerjee will be heading to the grand finals, and one of them, is going to be going out, which is going to be Soumak Ghosh. I am getting lost for words because I am still trying to focus on how good these players are playing this game and how composed they can be in such a situation. And Sagnik once again has a chance with Mbappe. Goretzka now making sure that the attack still remains open, but that's going to be a free kick. Arshdeep, take it over from here.
I think Sagnik has just been he's been solid in defense. He's attacked with intent. Again, that explosive sprint, which is a very useful mechanism. Not many people know how to do it as well as Sagnik does. He uses that skill moves and that right stick, elasticos, McGeady cancels, everything. Every skill move in the book. Sagnik knows how to do it and to use it to his fruition and to get those goals. Right now, with 55 minutes played in the game, Soumak needs to start creating some chances, either down the wings or down the middle, because right now Sagnik has completely taken control over this game. He's played out of pressure incredibly well, and now it's 5 against 4. He plays it over the top for Dembele, who gives the ball away to Marquinhos. But like we saw there, Selvin, Sagnik is playing out of Soumak's pressure with such ease right now. And the second goal, with this, if it carries on this way, the second goal is not far away. And they say that Neymar is doing those skills in the box, and Soumak just seems to have no answer with Mbappe. Floors Donnarumma with that shot cancel, puts him down on just gets the ball in the back of the net with 60 minutes to go, having won the first game. He's taken a goal lead of 2 goals to 0. And I think that's, as much as I hate to say it, Selvin, I think that's game, set, and match.
Well, incredibly true, Arshdeep. I think that's going to be game, set, and match. But credits to Sagnik. He's played this second game even better than the first game. We thought there were no weaknesses in that first game, but this has been even better. He waited for the right moment, waited for the right pass, and then with that shot cancel, waited for the right moment to shoot. Donnarumma was on the floor, and the goal was at his mercy to miss. And this time, there was no way he's going to miss it. He did that similar thing against Imad yesterday as well with that shot cancel where he made sure that the keeper lies on the floor while he shoots at the inside the empty net. But right now, I think Sagnik, of course, is running away with it. If things stay this way and if Soumak does not have a reply to this, Sagnik will be in the grand finals. And I do not see that changing, because here is Sagnik. Beautifully done. Beautiful execution, beautiful build-up, beautiful goal. Dembele scoring to make it 3-0. Start shining his name on the trophy right now. He is going to be going to the grand finals of the Esports Premier Series. Aditya Chadha, Lokmanyu will be playing later on tonight. But right now, it is Sagnik who has cemented his place and who wants to add more goals. He wants to celebrate this one, wants to make sure that his name is remembered and that he is one of the favorites heading into the Esports Premier Series grand finale.
Definitely, Selvin. With this performance, I don't think there is anyone who's doubting that he is the favorite. He has been incredibly composed in this game, having won the first game 4 goals to 2. He's limited Soumak to a clean sheet. He hasn't conceded a goal yet, and quite frankly, Soumak hasn't even looked like scoring, because that is not because Soumak is a bad player. Soumak is an incredible FIFA player. As we can see here, he gets in the box, takes his first shot of the game, but it's an easy save for Donnarumma. Like I was saying, Soumak, a player of Soumak's quality, to restrict him in the way that Sagnik has done, that takes an incredible amount of skill. And to score 3 goals in having won the first game, but that's just Sagnik has just completely walked away with this game and this tie. And I think both Sarans and CJ will be watching this game, keeping tabs, because Sagnik has cemented his name as the favorite among this tournament.
Well, for everything that he's done, Arshdeep, I think he has done that. But Soumak can get some consolation with that beautifully composed finish with Kylian Mbappe, that beautiful ball roll to get the goal. But Arshdeep, I think that's too little too late, unfortunately. Although Soumak will do everything till the last whistle to go ahead and maybe just try and get 2 more goals. and hopefully take this to extra time, because if it goes to extra time, believe me, it doesn't get counted as a draw. It still goes on, and till we have the final whistle, this game will be counted. So let's see if Soma can make a comeback. But right now, Sagnik, of course, growing in confidence, and I have a feeling there's another goal in this game, and unfortunately for Somak, it can go to Sagnik.
Definitely, Selvin. I think Sagnik will be feeling the pressure a little bit, having conceded that goal. It was an incredibly well worked goal by Soumak. He had the presence of mind to do that ball roll to get past the goalkeeper and to shoot it into an empty net. But again, as we see, he just doesn't let that pressure affect him at all. He always wants to attack. He's not defending. He's still keeping the ball in the attacking half, trying to build a chance and score one more goal. Many players against a player of Somak's quality right now will be focused on not conceding, but he has given the ball away there in an attacking position for Somak. But look at that defense. Look at that timing of that sliding tackle to make sure he gets the ball, and he's going on attack now with Goretzka of all people. Now he's going to be running down the clock. Incredible game management skills there with 3 minutes to go. He's keeping the ball in Somak's half to make sure that even if he loses the ball, there won't be enough time to go back and get 2 goals.
Well, I mean, I am not gonna be surprised if Sagnik goes ahead and scores another goal right now, because there is so much that's happening. And oh my goodness, did he miss from there? Are
I
you
think Salvin
serious?
he
Did he
read
just miss?
Salvin he put the goalkeeper down and then he red timed the shot. But whatever it was an incredible performance from Sagnik to get through to the final, and he's deserved the victory. Condolences to Soumak. He played an incredible tournament, but on the day, Sagnik was just way too good for him. And there is no shame in losing to a player of Sagnik's quality, is there?
Well, absolutely, Arshdeep. I think Sagnik was the deserved winner. I mean, Somak would have been gutted if he was the better player and if EA or FIFA did not help him win. But I think today Sagnik did show why he deserves to be in the grand finals, and also showed why his name has to be up there amongst the top Indian pros, not just for this season, but also for the past seasons that he's been playing. Congratulations, Sagnik Banerjee and his camp. I think everybody will be celebrating this victory. He's gone ahead and won this by 3 goals to 1, which makes it 2 goals to 0 with regards to the overall thing. And that means we already have the first finalist alongside Charan Jyot and Saransh Jain from the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier, which is Sagnik Banerjee. Congratulations once again. Soumak, we are very sorry. I mean, I think he did everything that was possible to go ahead in this tournament, had a great tournament, gave us some great moments, some great goals. But unfortunately, there can only be one winner, and this time it is Sagnik Banerjee. I think, Arshdeep, it's time for us to go ahead and focus our attention to the next game, which is going to be between Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu Chaturvedi, because that's when we will know who is going to be the last of this lot. Last of the 4 people who will be qualifying for the grand finale. Charanjot Singh, Saransh Jain, Sagnik Banerjee are the 3 names. Aditya Chadha or Lokmanyu, only time will tell. Arshdeep, what a blockbuster clash this is going to be.
Absolutely, Salvin. Aditya Chadha having an incredible run in this tournament. He won his last game 4 goals to 1, if I'm not wrong. Do not quote me on that. But whatever it is, he's shown time and time again why him and his beloved Eusebio are a force to be reckoned with in the FIFA scene. And he's been an incredible FIFA player. He's had multiple tournaments under his belt, but his opponent as well, Lokmanyu Chaturvedi, is not someone to be taken lightly. Currently representing Kerala Blasters in that EISL, I have first-hand faced his wrath. I've seen how good he is. His journey in this tournament has also been an incredible journey. He dispatched off me with total dominance, 5 goals to 1. Then followed that up with an incredibly professional performance against Rajan. I think this game is going to be one for the ages, and I cannot wait for them to get started.
Well, I cannot wait either, because this game promises to be absolutely epic. And Arshdeep, I will not be surprised. I mean, I'll give you 3 possibilities here, and I'll not be surprised if either of them happens. I'll not be surprised if Aditya Chadha goes on to win this comfortably after 2 games. I'll not be surprised if Lokmanyu goes on to win this after 2 games comfortably. And for sure, none of us would be surprised if this goes to the third game of the best of 3, because that's how good these 2 players are. And the best part about them is this is a new game. FIFA 22 is fairly new. They are still in the new season. I think Lokmanyu has been in the scene for a long time, and he's been so good that every player throughout India knows about him. I think he is somebody that people would not want to face in a weekend league. Aditya Chadha, on the other hand, I think came up in the ranks from FIFA 20, but from the time he came up, I mean, he hasn't looked back, because I think once he set up his mark as one of the top five players in India, I don't think he's gone beyond that. I mean, he's always been in that listing. At times, he was one of the top three. At times, he was even the best player in India. And right now, that's what he has in mind. He wants to regain that dominance, regain that throne, and he's just one step away. And there's one opponent left in his sight right now. That is Lokmanyu Chaturvedi, and he has all the motivation in the world. And Lokmanyu, of course, would be thinking that he has beaten Aditya Chadha before. Aditya Chadha has beaten him before. So no matter what happens today, he has both of them have to give their 100%, maybe even more, to come out on top in this game.
Absolutely, Salvan. Both these players are incredibly well matched. I don't think either of them would be. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say it's going to go to all the three games. I think it's going to go down to the wire. It's an incredible fixture between two absolute masters of the game. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be everything that you want from a FIFA game. And I'm genuinely super excited to watch this game and hopefully not be disappointed.
Well, absolutely. I'm sure none of you all would be disappointed, because these two players are going to produce a masterclass for us. In case you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because this is going to be the last tie of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifiers for the Esportz Premier Series. Make sure to follow esports.in on Instagram for more updates on FIFA tournaments, Free Fire, Valorant, and many more things. And we're getting an update that these players are setting up, and the match will start anytime soon. And here we go. The requests have been accepted. The match is going to be starting. Aditya Chadha versus Lokmanyu Chaturvedi. A final to remember for the ages is going to start now. Best of three. Lokmanyu Chaturvedi in the black kit. Aditya Chadha in the Brazil kit. We do not know who's going to take this one home. But whatever happens, we guarantee entertainment, we guarantee excitement, and we guarantee a lot of goals and madness. And Arsdeep, I'm sure you agree with me.
Absolutely, Salvan. Lokmanyu playing with that class of '92 Manchester United supporter, and I'm just super excited for him to get going, because right now he does have the ball in defense. I mean, this is going to be a game of such fine margins, because both these players are so good at taking their chances. Their basics of this game, they might not be the most flashy players, but their basics are so good that it makes them two of the best players in the country. And neither of them are going to be able to live with a mistake, because they know their opponent is going to capitalize. You give them a foot, you give them an inch, and they will take that goal very, very easily.
Well, absolutely. And only time will tell who is going to go ahead and get that first goal. Right now, if you see it on paper, I think Aditya Chadha is the favorite to win this one, because he had some great games in this tournament and he's been in top form as well. Of course, he had that amazing game yesterday where he showed why he is possibly a force to reckon with that victory against Aman Varsi. Calm, composed, showing his class and quality all throughout. But right now, Lokmanyu is in that attacking zone which he prefers. He likes to use that meta style of his, wherein he passes the ball, tries to open up the space. But Aditya Chadha has answers this time and also has a through ball in his arsenal. But that is going to be offside, because I think he delayed it by just a second. And Mbappe is so fast that you give him a second and he's for sure going to be offside. And that's what has happened here.
Just a little bit late in setting him through. I think Lokmanyu read that and he pushed his defense forward to make sure that Mbappe doesn't get a free run at goal, and he scored offside. Incredible defensive solidity there. He read that game. He pushed his player forward, and Chadha did fall into his trap, the offside trap there. But again, as we see Eusebio, but this time he decides to track that run and win that game, win that duel there. You see, both these players, Alvin, have such a great arsenal of defensive moves in addition to their attacking moves. They know when to push forward and when to track those runs, and that's what makes them the best, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I think knowing when to do what is one of the most important things, because a lot of people know what to do, a lot of people know how to do it, but a lot of people do not know when to do it, and that's what makes a very lethal combination. But here is Lokmanyu, who for sure knows what he is doing, because Kylian Mbappe is in here, but unfortunately for him, he beats the goalkeeper but also beats the post, And I think that's a big save actually. Oh, first I thought he missed the shot, but that's a big save because that's a corner. And that's still a chance from the corner because corners are very deadly in this FIFA. He still has the ball. Here is Hernandez recycling it for him, gives it to Marquinhos, back to Hernandez, and that is a very cheap way to lose the ball and not something that you should do against a player of Aditya Chadda's caliber because he can absolutely make you pay. He takes his time, is patient about the build-up, now uses that Eusebio, which is very lethal, gives it to Mbappe, takes a shot, but that's well saved. Good FIFA gameplay overall.
Definitely, Selvin. I think with the first 25 minutes in, Lokmanyu does look like the more comfortable player on the ball. He is making his runs. He is using the width of the pitch. He's trying. He's restricted Aditya Chadha to only one shot in the box, so he will be feeling confident. But against a player of Aditya Chadha's quality, half a chance is all it takes to completely flip that game on his head. And Lokmanyu just needs to stay focused and make sure he keeps doing what he does and does not make any mistakes and lets Chadha in.
Well, absolutely. And right now, Aditya Chadha, of course, whenever he has that Eusebio, Arshdeep, I think he's always going to be in that attacking situation. He's always going to at least make a chance, if not score. Here is that Eusebio again, gives it to Sanchez, gives it to Mbappe with those R1 driven passes all over the place. And luckily for Lokmanyu, his keeper was ready for what was happening. Here is Messi who passes it on to his PSG teammate Hakimi, who passes it on to his PSG teammate Marquinhos. And now Kessie breaking that PSG circle. But Lokmanyu, of course, has some great players in that team. And along with his composure, his experience, he for sure can make the most of those players and get that result against Aditya Chadha. But right now, Aditya Chadha, so compact in defense, so focused, not making any mistakes at all. I think, Arshdeep, we're going to see a mistake leading to a goal in this one, unfortunately.
I think so too, Salvan. Both these players look very resolute in defense. I don't think that they have enough. I mean, I'm not to criticize them. They haven't shown attacking creativity enough to build their way through that. I think it's going to come down to the finest of margins. Looking at both their teams, I think this game is going to come down to Lokmanyu's David Ginola versus Aditya Chadha's Eusebio. And as we see, he is in there, but just a little too long, a little bit of a dilly dally there, and a great keeper charge to keep this game scoreless. But as we see, as we're talking about mistakes, Lokmanyu does give the ball away there, and you never want to do that to Aditya Chadha in his attack. Beautiful skill moves, finds Eusebio, finds Mbappe, and does convert that chance in the bottom left-hand corner. What are your thoughts on that goal, Selvin? We were talking about mistakes, and it was a mistake that led to it eventually.
Well, absolutely. And I think Lokmanyu would be gutted because, I mean, Arshdeep, I think you and me have casted so many games where we have seen a goal from a similar position. Sagnik did that with Davies in the previous game against Soumak. Aditya Chadha has been doing it with that Eusebio. Aditya Chadha has been doing it with that Mbappe. And a lot of players have scored similar goals. And I think that is one similar position from where you can guarantee a goal in this FIFA, isn't it? Because once you get in that position with a meta player, there's only going to be one result. And I think Lokmanyu would be thinking the last thing he wanted to do was to make that mistake against Aditya in that position. But he can maybe have some vengeance out here because he is now inside the box trying to take a shot. But look at that composure in defense by Aditya Chadha, absolutely anticipating every move to make sure that the game remains at 1-0 in his favor at halftime. What an exciting half it has been, Arshdeep.
It has been a very level game so far. Both these players have performed extremely well, both in attack and defense. And it was an unfortunate mistake in Lokmanyu's end, which did lead to a goal. So I'm not really sure what to expect in the second half. Will Lokmanyu come all guns blazing, or will he just take his time and hopefully take it to the second game? I think only time will tell. And we have kicked off with the second half with Aditya now pushing from right to left in that Brazil kit, and he's trying to build his play, but he has given the ball away. That's a very soft way to give the ball away, and Lokmanyu will have possession. He had that chance to score with the kickoff, but he has ran the ball out of play, and Aditya with the ball again in his goal, and he's going to try and build from this left-hand side. And it's going to come down to the finest of margins, Selvin. I'm not sure what to expect. Where do you think we go from here?
Well, right now, if you ask me, after Lokmanyu missing that and after making that mistake, I still think Aditya has got it because here he is in with Mbappe. That is some beautiful goalkeeper movement. I think Aditya waited for Lokmanyu to move the goalkeeper, but unfortunately for him, He ended up shooting right where the goalkeeper was. Massive credits to Lokmanyu out there. Some great goalkeeper movement under pressure, because if that would have been 2-0, it would have for sure been 1-0 to Aditya on the tie. But right now it is still game on. Here is Mbappe. Not the best decision to make that through ball, to use that through ball option there, because now Lokmanyu has a counter attack of his own. Mbappe running down the center. Messi making that decoy run for now. But I think Aditya is going to defend this and force Lokmanyu to go backwards.
Lokmanyu has recycled the possession there extremely well. Any lesser player would have made that pass and lost the ball there, but he recognized that it wasn't a clear chance like this one could be with Neymar. But again, incredibly well defended. He made that tackle at the right time, got the ball, and Aditya can push on the counter here with Mbappe on that right hand side, twisting and turning across Theo Hernandez, finding that pass, a good give and go. Mbappe, ball rule scoop turn, all the tips and tricks, going inside the box, finding Eusebio, but very well defended there. And both these players have shown why they are capable of making absolutely something out of nothing. As we see there, a long ball to Mbappe, and he does score with that ball roll and green time shot. And Selvin, it's game on now.
Well, it is game on, Arshdeep, and what a way to score. Perfect lofted through ball, perfect control, perfect finish, perfect result. That's what we wanted to see as well. 1-1 with 13 game minutes left. This is what the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier is all about. So much excitement all throughout, and the last game of this tournament is no less than a banger. Now, let's see who goes on to win this. To win this, but whoever it is, it's gonna be an absolutely nail-biting contest. But here is Eusebio, and guess what happens when Aditya Chadha has a scoring opportunity from Eusebio from inside the box? Yes, you guessed that right. It's always and always going to be a goal. And Arshdeep, before I could finish the analysis of the Lokmanyu goal, Aditya Chadha has a response.
I think there's only one word to describe that goal, Selvin, and it's inevitable. Aditya Chadha and his Eusebio in this FIFA scene are just in. You just know there's gonna be a goal there. But Lokmanyu trying to replicate something with Ginola, but Ginola does have the little stocky body type, considering he's 6'2", and he's not as agile as Eusebio. Eusebio is in here again, and he makes it 3-1 with 20 minutes to go. And Selvin, I just don't think that Lokmanyu comes back from here. I think he's going to take all his focus, and he's going to use it in that second game and hopefully win that one to give us a nail-biting encounter.
Well, I'll be very disappointed if he does not do that. But right now, it is all about Aditya Chadha and his Eusebio. 3 goals to 1 up, 22 in-game minutes left. It is all up to him to make sure that he takes that 1-0 lead in this tie. But if I am Lokmanyu, I'm thinking, you know what? Let me just take this one game at a time. This game is for sure done and dusted. Let me try and see if I can win this one or if I can make a comeback. But if not, I still have 2 more games and I need to make sure that I start on the front foot in them. But right now, there is still a lot of time for a comeback. But Aditya Chadha, the way he's playing, the way he's responded after the Lokmanyu equalizer is commendable. And every time his Eusebio gets the ball, it looks like he is going to score for sure.
That Eusebio is just a mental thing of what it is, I don't know. But again, Lokmanyu's in there, and we were talking about David Ginola being tall and stocky. That did come into play there. He bodied the defender there to win that ball on his chest, put it down on his left foot, and knock it past the goalkeeper, Selvin. With 15 minutes to go, Lokmanyu is well and truly back into this game. And where do we go from here?
Well, what is happening? I think Lokmanyu must be thinking, if I can score 2, I can for sure score at least 1 more before this game ends. And Arshdeep and all the viewers are watching, I think Esportz Turns One saved the best for the last indeed. What a way to see this happening. And right now it is 3-3 as I speak. I was thinking Lokmanyu needs to turn his attention to the next game. But right now, we do not know who's going to be winning the first game of the best of 3, because it is 3-3 and less than 8 minutes after Aditya Chadha took a 3-1 lead. We are all square. What is happening?
Salvan, I just think Lokmanyu has displayed exactly what separates the casual players from the pros. We both were sure that he needs to take his attention to the second game and hopefully win that, but no. Lokmanyu and his quality has shown there once again. He's come back in this game against a player of Chadha's quality to make it 3-all, and now his focus is going to be on winning this game and putting all the pressure on Chadha in that second game.
Well, absolutely. I think that is where the focus is going to be. But we still have 10 in game minutes, and any of them can go ahead and win this one. And Aditya Chadha, of course, would want to have the attack for the next one that he has here. And he would be hoping, hopefully, Eusebio can somehow pull out that magic trick out of the hat again. Because right now, 7 in game minutes. And if Lokmanyu gets the next goal, no matter who he plays against, he has all the capabilities in the world to go ahead and defend that lead right till the end.
Absolutely, Salvan. I mean, if he scores right now, his game management will absolutely carry him through the to the finish line and win this game. And I think that holds true for both these players. But what is going on in Chadda's mind right now? He had a comfortable lead with 15 minutes to go. He's absolutely thrown that lead away. Does that come to bite him back in this game, or maybe in the next game? How do you come back from that, Salvan?
Well, right now, the best way to make a comeback or to make sure that you go ahead and win this is to believe in yourself and to believe in your practice, your game time, your dedication, and to believe that you are the one who is going to go through for sure. Because a positive mindset is something that is needed for both these players. Because if Lokmanyu does not end up scoring, oh my god, he's given the ball away, and that's not something you want to do against Aditya Chadha, but that is going to be a little too late on his part. We are going to go into extra time. Extra madness that's happening out here is what I can say. 3-all after 90 in-game minutes, and wow, I think this may even go into penalties.
That is a very real possibility, Southern. Both these players have shown why they are the two of the best players in the country. They're both fighting for that spot with everything that they have, and it's going to be very unlucky for the loser to be eliminated at this stage. But both these players have absolutely been incredible throughout this tournament, and even now they've shown us why they deserve to be at the top. And we're going to be kicking off again with Lokmanyu attacking from right to left. 30 in-game minutes left, Selvin. Can we get some predictions from you?
Well, right now, I do think that it is Lokmanyu who has the momentum, and he may just go ahead and score the next goal and maybe take the first game of this tie. But Aditya Chadha, of course, can never be counted out, and especially till he has that Eusebio, I will never bet against him. But Lokmanyu now proving my prediction right with regards to momentum. Ginola once again, and I think for the fourth time in this game, he scored a similar goal where he uses that beautiful lofted through ball, controls it on the chest, and then dispatches it past the keeper. And for the first time in this game, it is Lokmanyu who has taken the lead, and I think it is the right time.
What a goal that was, Salvin. Incredible through ball. He knows his players so well. He knows that someone like Janola will not get bodied. He will definitely, almost definitely outstrength with that 6 foot 2 inches height and that stocky body type and that incredible shooting, 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. He knows his players so well. He knows how to use that player so well, and that is what separates him from everyone else in this community.
Well, absolutely, and I would agree with you on that one for sure. But right now, Lokmanyu has no intention of stopping. He knows a one-goal lead is never going to be good enough against a player like Aditya. And of course, Aditya has his own ideas with regards to getting the ball up in front. He tries a similar through ball to Mbappe, but that is well defended by Lokmanyu. He has to see out 3 more minutes in this half so that he can go into the second half of extra time with a 4 goals to 3 lead. And of course, Asdeep, I mean, both these players are incredible. But scoring 4 goals against Aditya Chadha in a possible final is not something which is meant for everybody.
I don't. That's an incredible achievement in its own. Even if somehow he doesn't manage to win, he's going to be very, very proud of this performance. And it's a good cross in there at the final minute of the first half. Kylian Mbappe from a lofted cross has put it in to set it up 4 goals to 4 with 15 in-game minutes remaining. Salvan, I think this game has lived up to its standards. And it's just an incredible game of FIFA between two top players.
Absolutely, it has lived up to the standards, and believe me, if our cameras were shown right now, you would have understood how excited, how surprised, how I mean, a mix of emotions is what's going through my face and through my head right now because this is insane stuff. We could not have written a better story. We could not have written a better script. This feels like WWE right now because they have everything on point with regards to their script right at the right minute. And that's what happened. The last kick of the game, and guess what? Aditya Chadha goes on to equalize, and now suddenly the momentum is in his favor. And I will not be surprised if he goes on to score another goal and win this one.
I will be honest, Salvan. I'm looking forward to the second half. I'm hoping. I mean, I don't want to put a curse on any of these players, but I think the best way to decide this game, at least, is the penalty shootout. Both these players have had their phases, and I think a penalty shootout will be a fair way to separate these guys because nobody likes losing in extra time, and that too after conceding at the last minute of the first half. I'm completely lost for words by the kind of FIFA these two players have shown time and again.
Well, absolutely. I think none of them would like to lose after coming this far and then going and taking this game into extra time. And penalties would be even more heartbreaking, but it is what it is for viewers, for fans, for neutrals. Entertainment is what we need, and entertainment is what you are getting right now. This is offside, though, and that's not going to be a chance for Lokmanyu, who now has given the ball away to Aditya Chadha, who has an attack of his own. Here's Jensen Martins, gives it to Kylian Mbappe. Aditya Chadha looking dangerous, and if he can get that goal now, that's going to be heartbreaking. It's Eusebio inside the box, takes a shot. I think he would have thought that Lokmanyu would be expecting a fake shot, which is why he took the shot, hoping that Lokmanyu moves his defender out. But this time, Lokmanyu equal to it. I'm sure they've played against each other enough for them to understand what they're going to do inside the box, and the anticipation levels are pretty high. But Aditya Chadha, of course, has the ball again, and Arshdeep, it looks like he will get that final attack.
Absolutely, Salvan. He's running down the clock with the Renato Sanchez in the midfield. And we do have the last attack of the game. There is always a little boost when it's a stoppage time attack. A quick little skill with Jelson. Find Mbappe. Finds, and that's just an extra pass which he did not need to play. I think he was there. He was open, and we are going to go to penalty shootouts. Salvan, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, this has been insane, but I think for everything that we've seen, it's going to be Lokmanyu to win this. Let's do one thing. We'll take two penalties each. Aditya Chadha goes for the first one and scores. It's Lokmanyu's turn now with Neymar Jr. Is he going to go left? Is he going to go right? I do not know. But what's going to happen is that Neymar is going to score. Take it over, Arshdeep.
Again, with now it's time for Aditya Chadha with his Neymar. This Neymar with that run up that sets the best players out of position. But again, incredible penalty, green timing that penalty with Ginola Lokmanyu, and he's put it down the middle. Salvan, up to you.
Well, 2-all after two penalties each, and that's 3-2 to Aditya Chadha. Both of them making sure they do not take a risk with anything that's happening here. And that's going to be the first save with Aditya Chadha making sure it's a save.
Which it's Ivan Cordova, the centre back. It's very interesting to note he's green timing all his penalties. He wants to leave nothing to chance. And Lokmanyu with his Mbappe has missed another one. And that's going to be the first game done for Aditya Chadha. Incredible penalties. He scored every single one. Green timing everyone. And at the end of the day, I think he was the better player just by a shadow of a margin. It wasn't like I said. It's going to come down to the finest of margins. It was the width of a blade of grass that what separated these two. It was penalty shootouts. Nobody likes to lose in penalties, but Lokmanyu, he needs to put that game out of his mind. He played it incredibly well, and he needs to come back in the second game and do what he does, and hopefully take this to the third game and add to our excitement.
Well, absolutely. That's what he has to do. First of all, congratulations to Aditya Chadha for winning the first game of the best of three. He is still not in the grand finals because Lokmanyu still has two more chances, possibly, to go ahead and change that. Aditya Chadha would need one more victory to go ahead and win that. But before that, I think Arshdeep is going to be time for us to say a goodbye to you for today because I've just got an update that Neil will be joining us. So any last words before you go?
I've absolutely loved being here. Thank you so much to Esports Turns One. I thank you. I thank Neil for having me. It's been an incredible experience. I have loved competing. I have loved casting. I have loved watching these games. I have no other words. Just thank you. And I'm going to be watching this game. I'm very excited, and I'm going to be watching. And I'm hoping that this game goes down to the wire and lives up to the standard that it's set.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, Arzeep. It was a pleasure to have you here. Neil is going to be joining us anytime soon. But in the meanwhile, for everyone who's tuned in here, just let me remind you, we've had a cracker of a game between Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu. On your screen, you can see 1-0 in favor of Aditya Chadha, which means that he's won the first game. It went to penalties after it finished 4-all in the regular in extra time, and that's what has been incredible. And there's another incredible thing that's happened right now. We have the super keel Neil, who's here with us. Neil, I'm sure you've seen that game. I'm sure you saw the game between Soumak and Sagnik, and you know what you're in. I mean, you know what you can expect from the things that are happening out here. And how excited are you to see what happens in the next game?
Well, Selvan, already we've had such great FIFA going on, and that game, I was watching it and I was on the edge of my seat because when Adi Chadha went 3-1 up, I was like, oh, for sure, this man is going to walk it. But then somehow he strayed from his roots. He went defensive, and that's all it needed. Lokmanyu went back in. He actually took it to penalties, and now I think Lokmanyu will be very unfortunate to lose that one. So hopefully he can put that loss behind him, get that second win. I'm sure all the neutrals want Lokmanyu to win this next one, so we can finally see the third game which was denied to us in Sagnik versus Somak. And yeah, Selvan, let's. I can't wait. I can't wait to jump into the action.
Well, absolutely. I'm sure the viewers cannot wait either because me and Neil are absolutely ready. And I'm just getting an update that the second game is also ready between Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu. It will start anytime soon. But Neil, it's great to have you here. It's the final day of the Esports Turns One online wildcard qualifier. Sagnik has already made his way to the grand finals. And I know your prediction already because we gave this prediction together that Aditya Chadha would qualify. But Lokmanyu has put on a show, and it will not be a surprise if he goes ahead and defeats Aditya Chadha with 2 more games left, isn't it?
Absolutely, you cannot count Lokmanyu out. And right now, he showed us the spirit of a champion. He showed us the resolve of a veteran professional player. And yeah, I think it's all to play for. I would like to add though that in this second game, I do expect Lokmanyu to end strong and to take us to third game. But of course, my original prediction is something which I'm not straying for. Do you want to stray from your predictions, Elvin?
Well, right now I don't think I can because, as we say, momentum is a great thing in FIFA and in sports. Aditya Chadha for sure has that momentum. Of course, Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu are great friends of both of us, and we both know they are they for sure deserve to be in the grand finale. But as the cruel nature of sport is, there can only be one winner, and only time will tell which one. I think we're going to go into the game very, very, very soon because both these players have connected. And there it is, Lokmanyu Chaturvedi in the black kit, Aditya Chadha in the Brazil kit. Let's go ahead, Neil, and see what we have in store with these two players competing head to head for a chance to be in the grand finals.
Absolutely, Selvan. And again, Lokmanyu, with all his experience, will not let that last game phase him. Of course, penalties is the worst way to lose a game of FIFA, especially in a grand final. I just wish that if there's a chance for both these players to make it to that grand final event, because both these guys deserve it so much, Selvan.
Well, both of them for sure deserve it. And right now, I think what matters is who is going to be the winner of this game so that we know what's going to happen with regards to the fate of the Esports Premier Series. I'm sure not just the viewers, not just FIFA enthusiasts, but Charanjot, Sagnik, and Saransh are also watching this game because let's be honest, none of them would like to face any of these two players when they are playing their A game. Of course, Charanjot, Saransh, and Sagnik are amazing players, and that's the reason they're there in the grand finals. But there is very little to choose between all of them, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvan. On their day, each one of them can beat the other three, and that's what makes this just such a exciting spectacle to watch. Because you can never tell, you can never predict with the utmost conviction that this player is going to be that player. Saransh, CJ, Somak, Sagnik, Adi Chadda, Lokmanyu, all these guys are on a different level when it comes to Indian FIFA scene. All these players run it, And there's no surprise that there's so many players that took part in this esports tournament. Esports Turns One, the wildcard FIFA 22 tournament. But towards the end, it is the usual suspects that have come up, and it is the usual suspects who have set the bar so high.
Well, absolutely. And I think none of us would be surprised to see these guys in the finale going head to head with each other with this last game of the final day that's going to be happening anytime soon. Of course, this can be the last game as well, because if Aditya Chadha goes ahead and wins this one, that's game, set, and match. We're going to see him in the grand finals in December, of course. But Lokmanyu, we all know how good this player is, and we all know that he can beat anybody in India on his day. And that's what he has to do. He has to get that A game right and possibly win this game and drag this one into that third game, which will be the eventual decider, the virtual knockout game. And that's going to be something incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely, Selvan. For the sake of the neutrals, I do hope that Lokmanyu wins this one and that we can get that third game. The task ahead of him is not easy, but it is simple. All you have to do is win. I don't care if you win in 90, I don't care if you win in 120. If it goes back to penalties, all you have to do is win. Lokmanyu with a spot in the final on the line against Saransh, against CJ, against Sagnik. All he has to do is win. And so far, Selvin, he has set about it with a lot of conviction. He is keeping that ball patiently. He is looking to get that Dangerman Ginola in attack. And right now, Ali Chadha with a rare chance of possession. He'll be looking to break. And Selvin, talk to me about Ali Chadha's tactics in the first game, wherein he went 3-1 up, and you could see that he shifted to that defensive 4-2-3-1, and that's all it took. He eased up on the pressure, and then it was all Lokmanyu. Lokmanyu did create that chance, two chances with Ginola, and score. Right now, though, it is another Frenchman. It is Ali Chadha's Mbappe. He is offside, but he takes a shot at goal, and that's Ali Chadha just reminding Lokmanyu that, you know what, you're not the only attacking threat here.
Well, absolutely is. And going back to your question, Neil, with regards to the first game switch of tactics, I think it happens to the very best against the very best with regards to something that you feel should work for you, but in turn it backfires, and that's what happened. I think Aditya Chadha, everything was going well for him, just like everything has went well for Lokmanyu right now. Everything has gone well for Lokmanyu right now because he is now in the lead in the second game. 30 minutes gone, and we have the first goal already. And I think as a neutral, everyone would have wanted Lokmanyu to score that first goal, and that's what he has done. You get the chance, you take it, but this is going to be game on because Aditya Chadha is now, going to show his A game as well.
Absolutely, Salman. He has a chance right now to hit back with that dangerous Eusebio. And right now with Neymar, he creates such space with that lovely reverse elastico. But Lokmanyu's defender with a last-ditch tackle. Salman, I'm sure the neutrals are happy that Lokmanyu scored, but I don't even think the staunchest Crusher supporter will argue when I say that that goal was well-deserved. And now it's up to Crusher to really impose his presence on this match, because so far it has been all Lokmanyu Chaturvedi.
Well, that has been the case, but then we know the player Aditya Chadha he is not going to be counted out until it is the final whistle. And look at him, he's going to try and switch up the play. He's going to try and make sure that he uses different players other than his Eusebio this time to build up the attack. But right now, he's in the box with Eusebio. Every time he gets there, it's always danger. But Lokmanyu was ready for the danger, prepared for it, and make sure that it does not lead up to a goal. And he now has an attack of his own. There's a lot of space for him, which is very unlikely, of course. But if he can make the most of it, here's Neymar, Mbappe making that good run, and that is not a foul. Messi is in through. Is he going to try and take a shot? He's twisting, he's turning. That's inside the box. That's going to be some great movement out here to try and get Aditya Chadha out of that defensive position. Here's Mbappe, delays the shot, and the chance is still there. Wow, what a passage of play.
Selvin, just for a second there, Mbappe had the angle, but Lokmanyu, as rare as it is, just overplayed there, and he had worked that move so well. He'd shown so much composure. Very often people have that tendency to just rush the attack, but Lokmanyu took his time. Right now you can see Ali Chadha did just the same what I was talking about, just rushed into it with Mbappe. Now he has Eusebio. With Eusebio, goes for that Elastico. Of course, Eusebio's 4-star skill moves. The Elastico isn't quite as crisp, and Lokmanyu clears the ball out. I think he'll be very happy with his performance in this first half, Selvin.
Well, absolutely. He has to be very, very, very happy with regards to his performance, because this is what he needed to go into that second game, to go into that second half with a lead and to keep that lead, and that's what he has done. Now we have few more seconds before the start of the second half, but Aditya Chadha must be hoping that he gets that goal back. If not, we're going to go into the third game, which is going to be absolute pressure on both these players. But I think as neutrals, as casters, as viewers, that's what we want to see.
Absolutely, Salman. I am not hiding my intentions at all. I want Lokmanyu to win this game. Very rarely that I actively hope for Adi Chadda to lose a game, but I think we all want this game to end, preferably not 1-0. I'm sure we'd like to see a few more goals. And the way these guys are attacking, well, I'm pretty sure we will see some more goals. When Ali Chadda gets going, Salman, it is just a matter of time before he scores. The only issue is that he has not really got going at all this game.
Well, absolutely. That is what he has in mind. Again, here is Mbappe, and I think that is a big touch out there. And Neil, I'm so sorry I missed out on your statement because Aditya Chadha, of course, plays so much exciting football and he can create and generate an attack out of nowhere. And I'm sure you experience this as well while you're casting on his games, wherein you feel, okay, we can talk about something, and 2 seconds later, he's inside the penalty box.
Absolutely. The pace with which he mounts those attacks is honestly scary. Of course, with Lokmanyu, he takes a bit more of a patient approach to build up play. But Ali Chadda, for him, it's basically attack is the best form of defense. And against him, once he gets going, you have to be perfect for the entire 90 minutes because Ali Chadda, he just has to be perfect for 1 minute, right? 1 second, one chance, right? That through ball with Mbappe in pushes off the defender. And look at Lokmanyu, that goalkeeper movement is the stuff of legend. Stops a certain goal from Mbappe, and that's what it takes, Selvin, to keep the lead against Ali Chadda. That is what it takes.
Well, absolutely. I think Aditya Chadha scored previously in the last game. I mean, with a similar opportunity wherein he had his Mbappe flying with that through ball and then he put it in that far corner. And this time, Lokmani, of course, taking the risk, paying off. I mean, the risk paying off for him. And I think he'd be happy because if Aditya would have waited and put it in the near post, he would have been gutted to have conceded an easy goal. But this game is about taking risks. This game is about the reward. And here is Aditya Chadha again. Lokmanyu takes the risk again and he is rewarded again. It's still 1-0 in the favor of Lokmanyu. Aditya Chadha has had two great chances and Lokmanyu has to do something about it because the more chances you give Aditya, the more dangerous he will keep getting. And for sure, he is going to convert one of them if this keeps happening.
Absolutely, Selvin. 15 minutes into the second half, Adi Chadda is definitely growing into the game right now. Again, Eusebio, there is a defender in front of him, and maybe that's what stopped him. The keeper pulls off that save, but you can see that now these last 5-10 minutes in game, it has been all Chadda. The pressure has been suffocating on Lokmanyu, and now Lokmanyu is looking for an opportunity to just break out of his own half. It is Messi sprinting away, stopped by the defender, but keeps the ball. And again, Lokmanyu needs to go back to just putting on that sort of pressure that he was putting on the first half. He gives it to Mbappe. Mbappe again dispossessed, but again Adi Chadha's defenders not doing enough to win that ball. Right now again Ginola on the edge of the box gets that reverse elastico on the turn. Mbappe just stopped by a crucial interception from the defender. And look at this game, Selvin. Now it's really opening up. All the discipline is being left, and they are just brawling each other right now.
Well, it's gonna turn into a street fight because that's what both these players would be thinking of. They need to attack and they need to make sure it's done fast. Lokmanyu would be furious that he did not get the rebound in the back of the net, especially after doing that. And there we go. This time he has an answer. The cutback finds Lionel Messi, who won the Ballon d'Or yesterday, and Lionel Messi goes ahead and scores the goal that possibly, Neil, is going to take us to the third game of this best of three. But let's be very honest, this was well deserved. Congratulations to Lokmanyu for scoring that second goal. And will we congratulate him for winning the second game? Only time will tell. But what a great goal and what a great response after losing the first game on penalties.
What a spectacular strike that was. That strike had an air of finality. I know we're just 70 minutes in, 20 minutes, a lot can happen, and a lot has happened in games of FIFA. But that goal, that well-worked goal, and Messi, pace Messi, just burying it into the top corner, I think Lokmanyu will be very confident that he'll be able to see this game out. Right now, he might just add the cherry on top of the cake with Messi breaking. But again, that's the veteran instance of Lokmanyu. He could have gone for a rash attack, but instead he takes his time, he works it patiently, Mbappe, Ginola gets the ball back there. Renato Sanchez to Ginola to Messi. This is looking like a dangerous situation for Ali Chedda to be in. Lovely through ball, not this time though. And Ali Chedda right now, I think Selvin, he just make peace with the fact that there's a third game to go, and he has to be better than that. Right now, you can see again, well worked goal, cut back. Ginola, that man, the danger man, has made it 3-0 to Lokmanyu, and that is a perfect statement to losing that game on penalties.
Well, that is a perfect statement, and that was a perfect goal as well. Just to let you all know, ladies and gentlemen, the number of goals, the margin of victory is not something that is going to be taken into account, because this is not a home away format. We are playing a best of three, which means no matter what the score is, the game gets counted as one. Right now, if things stay this way, which ideally look like it's going to be in Lokmanyu's favor, it will be one game all after two games. But if I am Lokmanyu, I think, Neil, I'm thinking Aditya Chadha is not going to be scoring in this one, and I do not want him to score, because he should go into that game thinking, you know what, I could not score a goal against this guy in 90 minutes where he scored three. But right now, Aditya Chadha has something else in mind, and he wants momentum to be on his favor. For a lot of us, we must be thinking that Lokmanyu is already winning this one, but Aditya Chadha thinks, you know what, there's still around 8 in-game minutes, and it's not impossible. It can be difficult, but not impossible. And Neil, now that he scored the goal, it for some reason does not seem impossible, because he's got the ball again. And now, oh my goodness, this match is going to be crazy. Here is Mbappe. That's going to be 3-2, 85 minutes gone. What is happening, Neil?
Adi Chadha, this is why I love watching this player play. He can be absolutely second best for 80 minutes, and then in a matter of 5 in-game minutes, he can just turn on that class. He can just turn on that composure. What a brilliant offside trap there. And right now, I think Lokmanyu has his back against the wall, and one goal away, Selvin. If Adi Chadha gets this 3-all goal, it will be convincing. There will be no way Lokmanyu gets back, because just look at that, man. 80 minutes in, you're 3-0 up, and before you know it, Adi Chadha has got two back. Right now, Lokmanyu, it's in his best interest to keep the ball, but not like that. He has given it to Neymar on the edge of the box. Neymar takes that shot. It is base Neymar, and he is susceptible to missing those chances. But I do think that is it, and we will have a third game where we'll see just what both these players are made of in this Esportz Turns One wildcard FIFA 22 final.
Well, yes, indeed. What a game that was. 3-0 up was the score for Lokmanyu until the 81st minute. And by the time I could have finished one sentence, I'm not even exaggerating, it was 3-2. And that took him only 4 in-game minutes to score twice. And both of them were convincing goals. But right now, what matters is the stat that we're talking about. Lokmanyu Chaturvedi has won this game 3-2, which means we are one game all in the best of three finals. And what that means is the last game that we're going to play of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier is going to be a virtual knockout. It's a winner takes all, and whoever wins this game in 90 minutes or in extra time or in penalties goes to the grand finale of the Esports Premier Series. But what a game have we just seen, Neil?
Absolutely, Selvin. And in these best of three games, it's usually the one who wins the second game that forces the third game, that has all the momentum on his side. But here, I think we can flip the script a bit, because Adi Chadha definitely flipped the script or flipped the narrative in those last 10 minutes. He made it 3-2 from 3-0. And now Lokmanyu knows that Ali Chadha, he might be down, but he's by no means out. And this has absolutely set us up for a spectacular last 90 or maybe 120 minutes of FIFA.
Well, it has set us up for a spectacular game of FIFA, is what we can expect. Now, this entire tournament has been full of excitement, has been full of drama, has been full of action, has been full of entertainment. And the last day, of course, has been the best of the lot for sure. These two games that we've just seen, I mean, with all due respect to Aditya Chadha, I first thought the second game did not live up to the expectation, because Lokmanyu was running away with it. But then, by the time the thought completed, I think it changed to the best game of the tournament, because out of nowhere, I mean, just imagine if Aditya Chadha got another chance, that could have been 3-3, and that would have possibly been a shocker, and that would have been like a spear to Lokmanyu for sure, because conceding 3 goals in 10 minutes, that's gonna shake your confidence. But right now, one game all, one to Aditya, one to Lokmanyu, one game left. I'm getting an update that the third game is going to start soon because both these players want to finish this off. I mean, none of them would like to take that pressure. Neil, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, Selvin, I hate to do this, but I need to flip my prediction because I'm telling you right now, based on 180 minutes, I do feel that Lokmanyu has been the better player. And I don't say this often. And Ali Chara does have this tendency of, maybe just turning it off for a bit and, just coming back with a bang to finish. But I do think that it's going to be Lokmanyu who walks away with this. Selvan, I'm not going to let you get away without predicting. So I want you to tell me who's going to win this final game and who's going to win this opportunity to play against Sagnik, Saranch, and Charanjot.
Well, I mean, you've put me in a very bad situation right now, but just because you've said Lokmanyu, I think let's be neutral for everyone who's watching, for everyone in the chat. I'm gonna say Aditya Chadha because he scored the last two goals, and he must be thinking if I can score two in 4 minutes, I have 90 minutes out here to make, to make a statement. And I am pretty sure Lokman, must also be feeling the pressure because he's conceded those two goals after being in a position where he must have thought, you know what, I'm comfortably through. And I'm going to make sure that I go into the third game with utmost confidence. But right now, it seems that Aditya Chadha, despite of losing the second game, is going to be the more confident one. But only time will tell. It's just friendly banter that's happening out here. Me and Neil are great friends. We both are great friends with Aditya and Lokmanyu. And let's just say, may the better man win, may the best man win. And let's just hope one of them gives us a moment of madness and this does not come down to an individual mistake or a mistake of a player or a glitch that leads to a goal.
Absolutely, Selwyn. I've thought madness and even magic will do. Right now, though, I will go against my prediction by just saying that Lokmanyu's game relies on a lot of control. It relies on a lot of precision passing, a lot of good movement, whereas Adi Chadha is a bit more swashbuckling in his style, where he's just like a maverick attacking, attacking, attacking. So I do feel that, Selwyn, the longer these series go on, the tougher it is to, keep that level of concentration and focus in your passing. So maybe that's something that might play in Adi Chadda's hands. What do you think?
Well, it can certainly do that, but let's be honest, there is a reason these two players are here and they've been in such situations long time. For a long time, they've been there multiple times and they know how to deal with this situation. And at the end of the day, it's a game. You have to take it one day at a time, one player at a time. And both these players know that their mentality is right off the top, top E athletes, not just in India, but also in Asia and in the world. And they have a chance to be a better version of themselves if they can go ahead and win this one, which Lokmanyu has in mind. Tries to find Kylian Mbappe with that beautiful attempt of that through ball that was fed in from the flanks. But now Aditya Chadha has the ball, and within three passes, he is already in a very dangerous situation. And Lokmanyu cannot give him this amount of space, especially with that Eusebio running around from center to left to right. I think that is one danger, man, isn't it?
Absolutely. And look at him. He's just so keen on finding that Eusebio. Right now, it comes at the cost of giving a possession. But now you can see that, Lokmanu was a bit more pinned back. He's not attacking quite as heavily as he did in large stretches of that second game. Selvan, one more thing I want to ask you about is that when it comes to experience, even though Lokmanu has been in the scene for a lot longer than Ali Chadda is by no means a stranger to this big stage.
Well, absolutely. He's not a stranger to the big stage. He is not here just for participation. He's also been a national champion. He's been a national runner-up. He's been there right at the top. And before you joined in, I was saying, he was fairly new in the scene in the FIFA 20 season. It's FIFA 22 early stages now. But in these 2 years, he's made a name for himself. And here's Lokmani who can make a name for himself because he has scored the goal with Kylian Mbappe that is not offside. And 25 minutes in, Lokmanyu Chaturvedi continues his form from the second game, goes ahead and scores. And oh my goodness, this is going to be an absolute epic finish to this game because I am pretty sure there are more goals to this one.
Salve, that goal was scored with ease. The way in which Mbappe found himself with all that space in the box, Lokmanyu was never going to miss from there. And coming back to what you just said, Adi Chadda has been on the scene for 3 years now from FIFA 20. And in esports, 3 years is a long time. You see, every month a new player comes up and seems to be defeating all these existing pros. But Adi Chadda has been around for a while. Lokmanyu, on the other hand, he's been around for I think 6 or 7 years now. And you can see right now though that that experience in finals that really comes in play. And Lokmanyu, as the game has gone on, has grown into this game, and based on what we've seen so far, he absolutely deserves his 1-0 lead.
Well, absolutely does deserve it. And both these players, of course, are going to be trying to make sure that none of them goes ahead and wins this one without having to put their 100%. I think that's what we want to see, isn't it? Both of them have to fight for it, and that's what Eusebio has in mind here. And oh my God, that's a lot of space for Kylian Mbappe, and that's going to be a very composed goal, a very beautifully taken goal by Kylian Mbappe. 10 minutes after Lokmanyu scores the first goal, here is Aditya Chadha with the perfect response. 1-1 after 35 in-game minutes. Neil, this is madness.
That is the mark of a champion, Selman. The composure. You're 1-0 down, you're facing elimination at the final stage, and you ball roll the defender, and then you ball roll first time the goalkeeper to just pass it into an empty net. That has been the goal of this series so far, Selvan. Wonderfully taken by Ali Chadda, and I don't think there's a player alive in India who can do what he just did.
Well, absolutely, not just with regards to the finish, but also waiting for that right moment to pass the ball. But what just happened? I am not sure. Did we just see a quit?
Well,
Well, I'm still getting confirmation. I do not know what just happened because I think the game got disconnected or something like that. I think we'll get an update from the team because this is drama. I think this is not the kind of drama that we expected out here on the final day of the Esportz Turns One wildcard online qualifier for the Esports Premier Series. We had two games between Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu Chaturvedi. And the first game, of course, Aditya Chadha won on penalties. The second game, Lokmanyu Chaturvedi winning 3-2 in 90 minutes. We're still getting an update with regards to what is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, just wait for us to get an update because we are as surprised as you guys are right now. And we're just waiting an update from the back-end team with regards to what's happening. I think there could have been some communication between Aditya and Lokmanyu, which is why they went ahead and disconnected the game. But whatever it is, we will get an update for you. But in the meanwhile, in the meantime, Neil, I think we can just talk about those two goals that we saw. Your thoughts on the goals by Lokmanyu and by Aditya Chadha?
well, the Lokmanyu goal was it was good and it was well worked. But the Adi Chadda goal, that's the one that really shocked me, and that's the one that really would have got the audience out of their seats because wow, the composure to do that, like I said, in a final facing elimination. Honestly, Selvin, I know all goals count the same, whether it's a tap in or a 40 yard banger, but that goal was really something, a work of art, and it was befitting of this stage. It's the Esports Turns One wildcard FIFA 22 final, and everyone who's watching, and especially Sagnik, Saransh, Charanjot, they'll all be thinking, you know what, we don't want this guy coming up because there is no chance that a victory against Ari Chadda is guaranteed.
Well, absolutely. And I think I just got an update, Neil, while you were talking with regards to the game and with regards to the other competitors, that the game will be restarted. And we are going to be thinking as to what is going to be happening because I'm sure a lot of people out there in the chat are very confused as well. We are very sorry. It can be some technical glitch. It can be some connectivity issues. Whatever it is, we will get back to you on that. But right now, I'm getting an update that the game between Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu Chaturvedi is going to be starting anytime soon. That's going to be the final game, which is also going to be the virtual knockout. We will get an update if they're going to be playing the full game or if they're going to be playing only for 55 minutes. But whatever happens is going to happen in front of you right now. Neil, what do you make of this one?
Well, Selvin, this is going to be a restart, and you know what? I'm all for it because I could watch these two guys go at it all night long. It has been such a fun FIFA evening, and you know what? Let's enjoy it because these guys are at the top of their games. These guys have put hours and hours of practice, hours and hours of preparation into this, and now they're performing for us. So let's enjoy this, and may the best man win.
Absolutely, we need to enjoy this and may the best man win. I think it's going to be a lot of pressure for these players because when you quit a game that's a virtual knockout game, it's always an extra pressure. And it's going to be crazy because right now both these players must be thinking, I had momentum going on for me in my favor, and this is a new game, it's a new start, and everything changes once that happens, isn't it, Neil?
Absolutely, I think a new game does affect the dynamic of it. I'm not quite at the. I don't know exactly how, but you can just feel it that the players, the pace. You could even say the bounce of the ball has changed, and now it's up to these guys to just adjust. Make those minor modifications and make sure that it is you who gets the win, and it is you who gets that final spot alongside Sagnik, alongside Sanj, alongside CJ. Right now, Lokmanyu in the box is stopped that Mbappe who has caused so much damage to Ali Chadda. And now you can see Ali Chadda with that through ball, a deflected through ball, but somehow it finds its way to Mbappe. Eusebio and Mbappe trying to cause damage for Ali Chadda. And you can see now that Selman, that both these players are very well aware of their each other's tactics. So now to get a chance, it'll take even more time because once you get used to playing a certain player, once you get used to a certain player's play style, it's you get used to the moves, and then it's up to the other player, to surprise you, to pull something out of the bag that you're not expecting.
Well, absolutely. I think both of them had great chances out there with Mbappe in a very dangerous position. But as expected, both of them had a backup plan to make sure they did not score. But right now, there is no backup plan for Aditya Chadha. Once Ginola gets in that position, chests the ball down and shoots it on any of his foot, because there's only going to be one result. As Lokmanyu has done multiple times in this game, it's 1-0 to him again. We got an confirmation that this is going to be a full game that will be played with regards to the finals, which is a virtual knockout, and Lokmanyu is now in the lead once again.
Absolutely, I think Selman, on the balance of play on all these three games we've seen so far, Lokmanyu does deserve that goal. And now Adi Chadda, like he hit back in that first game, it's up to him again to strike back, to restore parity, and he needs to be a bit more aggressive because this is not the Adi Chadda we're used to. Selman, he's a bit too passive for my liking.
Well, absolutely. I think this is not the version of Aditya Chadha that you want to see, but then you never in and suddenly starts pressing and attacking and scoring out of nowhere. And as long as he has that Eusebio on the pitch, you can never ever count him out. And right now, of course, Lokmanyu blooming with confidence. That's the word I should be using. But Aditya Chadha, of course, now in a very dangerous situation. Eusebio had a lot of plans to try and get that equalizer, but Lokmanyu has the ball again, and he's going to be trying to get that next goal to possibly cement his place in the finals.
Absolutely, Selman. Right now, Ali Chadda has finally belatedly seemed to have woken up. And let's see. You can never count him out. And hopefully, he can remind himself what's on the line, what's at stake. Right now, he does have that Messi, gives it all the way inside the box to Messi again. And now, again, he's trying to get back on that left foot of Messi, that finesse, which can cause so much damage from outside the box. Let's see if Lokmanyu gives up that space for him.
Well, absolutely. Let's see what happens next. 31 minutes gone, and Lokmanyu is in that 1-0 lead. But then Aditya Chadha has been making sure that Lokmanyu is caught offside multiple times in this game. And Neil, last time in the previous game, which did not, of course, count, this was the moment where Aditya Chadha produced that moment of magic and waited for the right time to pass the ball to Mbappe. And then with that ball roll, made sure that there was a goal in that empty net. But this time it is not to be. Lokmanyu hanging on out there right now, and he has to somehow make sure that he does not concede the next goal, because Aditya, I can see that press coming, and it looks like Aditya is getting transformed into that Super Saiyan mode, because look at the way De Jong is pressing Renato Sanchez. Look at the way his players are moving around Lokmanyu's players. Lokmanyu needs an answer soon, and that answer has to be in the form of a goal.
Absolutely, Lokmanyu knows that this game ending 1-0, there's absolutely no chance of that. Now it's up to him to get that goal. Right now, Mbappe again, a mirror image, and this time he skies it. He goes with that chip and he sends it outside the realms of play. That was a chance for Adi Chadda. Lokmanyu, to his credit, did not move the keeper this time. He just rushed him outside, and maybe that's what it took to just, to tip Adi Chadda off his game and to keep the scoreline 1-0 in Lokmanyu's favor.
Well, that is right. It is still 1-0, and that's a surprise. And I am hoping this game will have a lot of goals, but because I'm sure this game is going to go down to the wire, and Aditya Chadha, as he always does, is for sure going to find a way out of this one. Here is Lionel Messi for Aditya Chadha, and he's just gone past that defender as if he never existed, and he's still going. Now De Jong recycling the ball to Eusebio, the most dangerous player for Aditya Chadha, gives it to Mbappe, who loses the ball with that beautiful challenge. And now that's going to be the end of the first half with Lokmanyu leading 1-0. 45 in-game minutes possibly left. If this stays at 1-0, it will be Lokmanyu who will be joining Sagnik to play Charan Jot and Saransh in the grand finals. And wow, let's be honest, he would have deserved that.
Absolutely, Selman. I think a goal there, if not he would have deserved that, I think the neutrals would have deserved that because this game needs an Adi Chedda goal to spice it up. The last 45 minutes left, Lokmanyu knows that all he has to do is hold on, but that is much easier said than done.
Well, much easier said than done. And let's see what these two players are going to do, because we are now in the final 45 minutes of the Esportz Turns One online wildcard qualifier. This is the best of three finals that's happening between Lokmanyu and Aditya Chadha. Aditya Chadha won the first game on penalties. Lokmanyu Chaturvedi won the second game 3-2 after 90 minutes. This is the final game. Lokmanyu leading 1-0 at halftime. What's going to happen? Is Aditya going to make a comeback? Is Lokmanyu going to run away with this one? Only time will tell. But one thing we can guarantee is there's going to be a lot of entertainment for you guys, because none of these guys will be happy with the score right now. And Lokmanyu with that beautiful chip. Is that going to be a goal? Is that going to be offside? Unfortunately, it is offside. And I cannot believe it that this was offside. Wow.
Selvan Lokmanyu would have been so happy for that lofted through ball again to unlock Ginola and score. But as it is, Ali Chadda is saved by the linesman's flag. And in these finals, that could be a seminal moment. That could be the time, the opportunity for that momentum to shift. And now Ali Chadda knows that that is a blessing and he has to act on it. He has to act on it, and he has got Eusebio in the box, pulls out a save from Donnarumma. And now again, 44 in-game minutes, 36 in-game minutes left, and it is all to play for Ali Chadda. Now he really has to think of throwing the bus at Lokmanyu, because there's nothing else to play for. There's no third game to bail you out. It's just now or never. Go ahead, attack, and put it all on the line.
Well, absolutely, because the score line will not matter. The only thing that will matter is the result. If you lose by 1 goal, you lose by 10 goals, it's still going to be counted as you losing a game. And that's what we want to see. We want to see some more goals. We want to see some more attacking intent. And I think that's exactly what Aditya Chadha has in mind. And I'm sure Lokmanyu is going to be making some changes to his strategy as well, because obviously he will not want Aditya Chadha to put a lot of pressure on him, which is why he has to make sure that he has a counter plan for whatever Aditya is doing with regards to his attack and defense. Both these players, of course, capable of winning the entire tournament, the entire grand finale of the Esports Premier Series. They are here in the finals for a reason. Their capabilities is something none of us can doubt, but even the best fail and even the best crumble under pressure. Let's just hope that doesn't happen to one of them out here, because we have a little over 13 game minutes at least to play for, and only time and only the next few minutes will tell us what's going to happen. But whatever is going to happen, I think this is going to be a crazy and a fitting end to this qualifier.
Absolutely, Selvan. One thing which no one can say is that we have been shortchanged when it comes to entertainment. Both these guys have left it all on the pitch, and these last 30 minutes, if the score stays that way, promises to be the most fun 30 minutes of this tournament. This is the Esportz Turns One Wildcard FIFA 22 tournament, and the winner of this tournament, the winner of this game, goes ahead to join Sagnik, Charan Jot, and Saransh in the final, which is taking part in the first week of December. Boys and girls, thank you so much for coming. And Selvan, it has been a pleasure hosting this with you. I just hope that these last 26 minutes or so leave us with the celebration, the fireworks that we all deserve.
Well, absolutely. I'm very sure that is going to happen. Here is Lokmanyu, who wants to make sure that the celebrations and the fireworks are going to be in his favor. But that's well defended by Aditya Chadha and Neil. I'll be very honest, I have a feeling this game has a goal that's coming, and for some reason, I feel Aditya is going to get it just because of the way this tournament has been, the way the script has been written throughout this tournament with regards to everything that we've seen. And we do not know what's going to happen next. But Aditya Chadha is in here. Here is Mbappe who has a chance. He's twisting, he is turning. Is he going to get the ball back? He is now with Eusebio at the edge of the box, and oh my goodness, this is a lot of pressure, not just for the players, even for me and Neil, because we don't know what's going to happen next. Here's Aditya Chadha. Every time he gets the ball with Eusebio, that is some crazy, crazy, crazy gameplay that we just saw there. But Lokmanyu now can attack on his own, but that's a very smart offside trap. Wow.
Salvan, these are scary hours. I think Aditya Chadha has just flicked the switch, and by that I mean it quite literally because I think he's put on constant pressure. And you can see right now, Adi has created space. Eusebio, so much composure in the box, almost finds Mbappe. Lokmanyu leaves it there, and he'll be very disappointed, not just in that corner, but also that offside. I think Lokmanyu needs all the experience he's accrued all these years to just ride out the storm because right now Adi Chadha seems to be coming forward with dangerous intent. He's got Martins on the box. What a lovely turn, Selvin. What a lovely pass. Was that a penalty, Selvin?
Well, I am not too sure because this game is very unpredictable when it comes to penalties. Remember, Neil, I think, oh my God, I think before that, here is Ginola, there is Mbappe in the center, all free, and oh my goodness, man, how is that a save? That can be something that denies Lokmanyu a spot in the grand finale because normally when a player misses a chance like that, FIFA usually rewards the opponent, and I hope this is not the case this time because I mean, I would want to see these players go through on merit and not because of luck. The chance is still with Lokmanyu. Aditya Chadha is going to win it back and try to attack, but this is an end-to-end game. It's going to go down to the wire, and my goodness, Neil, I think this is going to be madness that's going to happen because Aditya Chadha is now in. Eusebio takes the shot, but that's not good enough to beat the keeper or to land up in the back of the net. Wow.
Talk about trusting Eusebio. He just took a first time shot from that angle, from that far out. That man truly believes. And how can you not enjoy Aditya Chadda's playstyle? There is absolutely no effort to slow it down. There's absolutely no effort to open up angles. Just driven pass after driven pass, followed by a shot. And honestly, Salvan, if he loses 1-0, my heart will break for him because this guy really plays FIFA the way it should be played. All credit to Lokmanyu though. To stop the attacking force that is Adi Chadha, it takes a special performance, and that is what we have witnessed from him. And right now, you can't blame him one bit for going into defensive mode. 7 minutes, Lokmanyu. Just hold on for 7 minutes, and you will solidify your place in the final. Not like that, though. Sanchez wins the ball on the halfway line, gives it to Mbappe. Mbappe with space to Eusebio. That is cruel. 1-1, 84 minutes gone, and Adi Chadha has got his goal, and the neutrals will be out of their seats because this final is not over yet, Selvin.
Oh my goodness, it is not over. And I'll be very honest, I think there is another goal that may come up because this was exactly what we would have wanted to see in this game. A goal in this game for Aditya Chadha and for Lokmanyu each. And now that has happened in this situation where Lokmanyu seemed to have nerves of steel, where he was passing the ball in defense, playing it well in defense, especially after missing that open chance with Mbappe. Aditya Chadha with Eusebio showing the composure and scoring. 6 in-game minutes, Neil. Do you think there's another goal?
Absolutely, Salman. I just know both these guys. I know both of them have a very healthy ego, and none of them will now want to sit back. Both of them will believe this game is theirs for the taking. We just need to see who it is going to be. And wow, I have to give credit to Adi Chadda because he kept going for it. He kept going for it. He was leaving bodies up the field. Lokmanyu had two opportunities to counter, and he'll be kicking himself for not taking those. That one chance with Mbappe where Ginola crossed the ball to him and he was one-on-one with the keeper just to be denied. I think that's an opportunity which Lokmanyu will really regret not taking. But right now you can see Messi gives it to Kessie, gives it, he's still keeping it. He's looking for that last attack. There is 20 seconds to go, 10 seconds to go, gives it to Ginola, the danger man. Ginola looking for an angle. Can Adi Chadha stop him right now, or are we going to extra time? I guess we are, Selvin.
We are unfortunately going to extra time because this excitement will be continued for at least 30 in-game minutes more. Now, I think big credits to Lokmanyu and Aditya Chadha, especially with those last 6 minutes out there, Neil. Lokmanyu had the game plan in mind that he did not want Aditya Chadha to get the ball and he wanted the last attack. Aditya Chadha, on the other hand, knew that he does not have to make an unnecessary, does not have to take any unnecessary risk and leave Lokmanyu open for that goal. And that's the reason we are into extra time. And I do not know if you saw that, but with regards to stats, it was all 50-50 and it's 2.2 expected goals for both of them. Let's see if this match has more goals, because it will be cruel if this game goes into penalties and if we have to decide a winner on penalties. But right now, we are in the first half of the extra time of the third game of the best of three grand finals. Aditya Chadha with that Brazil kit, now in that dangerous position with Neymar Jr., twisting, turning, waiting for Lokmanyu to come and attack. Gives it to Fofana, gives it to Mbappe. That's going to be a goal for sure. And just like that, you give him one chance. And within a matter of 10 in-game minutes, it's now 2-1 in favor of Aditya Chadha. Who would have thought this till the 80th minute?
Just a short while ago, Selvin, we were thinking that Adi Chadha's journey in this tournament has come to an end. But there it is, Mbappe, the best non-icon player in the game, who does the job for Adi Chadha on his weak foot, no matter. Neymar going down the left wing in that Brazil kit, like you said, with that Brazilian flair, creating the space. And Lokmanyu, after all the good work he has done, after losing the first game on penalties and then putting on a dominating display in the second game, finds himself with 20 minutes to go and one goal to score just to salvage his place. That is FIFA. That is a cruel mistress, and that's just how things work. Lokmanyu knows it. This is the game he signed up for, and now it's up to him to show us what he's made up of.
Well, absolutely. And Neil, this game has had everything, and I think it'll have much more entertainment if Lokmanyu can somehow go ahead and put the ball in the back of the net here, because Lokmanyu took that lead. He had a chance to make it 2-0 when Aditya Chadha threw bodies in front. He missed a chance, which I think, I would not say 9 out of 10, but 99 out of 100 times would have been a goal. But this was supposed to be that one odd time where it did not go in. Aditya Chadha, with the follow-up, made sure that he makes him count, went ahead to make it 1-1, and now it is 2-1 in the favor of Aditya Chadha. And looking at how things are, I will not be surprised if Aditya Chadha goes into the first half break of extra time with that lead.
Absolutely, Adi Chadha is content to just keep the ball. And, well, I take my words back right now. He is on the run with that Mbappe who got the goal for him, gives a driven pass to Eusebio, a bit too heavy for my liking. And Lokmanyu manages to get that ball. And we go into the last 15 minutes of this game, ladies and gentlemen, with Lokmanyu trailing 2-1 to Adi Chadha. 15 minutes to decide who joins Sagnik, Saranch and Charanjot in the finals. Selvin, what a game of FIFA this has been so far.
What a game, what an unpredictable game, and what a series of events have we seen. And I think the reason Aditya Chadha went for that driven pass out there was because of the time. He knew that if he would have delayed it more, the referee would have blown the whistle. And maybe he thought, I'll take a gamble that even if the defender gets the touch, maybe it would be heavy enough for him, for Eusebio to finally capitalize and get a chance. But it is what it is right now. We have 15 in-game minutes minimum to play and to decide who will be in the grand finale of the Esportz Premier Series. I think we saved the best for the last between these two best players, Aditya Chadha and Lokmanyu Chaturvedi. It's going to be heartbreaking to see that only one of them is going to be going to the grand finals. But Lokmanyu Chaturvedi is not going to give up just as yet. Here is Ginola trying to find Mbappe in the box. Look at that pressure. There are 5 defenders near De Jong. Finally, the pressure pays off. Here is Lionel Messi, gives it to Ginola. One more pass. That's going to be a little too much, unfortunately. And he had already taken a shot. I think if that would have fallen to him around 10 meters early, that would have been a goal.
Absolutely, Selvin. That was a tight angle, and a corner is what he should have expected to get. But now Ginola on the edge of the box. Is he offside again? He's not. He's onside. Somehow or the other, that Mbappe has been stopped by the combined defensive efforts of both of Adi Chadha's centre backs, and now he's really hanging on. Selvin, 7 in-game minutes to go. Mbappe, when nothing else fails, goes with his pace down the wing, a bit of movement, gives it to Messi again. Messi, Adi Chadha will never give him that chance to get on his favourite left foot. And now it's all about clearing the ball, which he fails at. Neymar, no match in the physicality department. And now it's Hakimi going down the wing. It is end-to-end stuff. Selvin, Hakimi looking to put that cross in, looking to get one of those deadly strikers on the ball. Right now, though, Adi Chadha is batting down the hatches and secure in his defensive shape. You can see 9 men behind the wall along with the keeper. Will that be enough? I don't think so. What a miss from Renato Sanchez. That was the chance, Selvin. What a miss. He puts it wide.
Well, incredible scenes. I think he would have wanted any player from that team out there apart from Renato Sanchez, because that's exactly what he did not want to do. He wanted to take a shot on target and possibly score. That should have been a goal for everything that he's done, because Aditya Chadha for sure is not giving him the ball at this time. That is some insane game management. And I think that's going to be it, because as soon as he kicks the ball in front, that is going to be the final whistle. Yes, it is. Congratulations to Aditya Chadha. My goodness, mate. What a game of FIFA. What 3 games of FIFA have we just seen out here? Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable drama. This game had everything. It had goals. It had misses. It had defense, it had attack, it had a masterclass all over. We could not have written a better script. They say all good things come to an end, but this had to come to an end, but not so, not in such a heartbreaking way for Lokmanyu. I am gutted right now for him, but congratulations to Aditya Chadha. I think he was the one name that everybody expected to be in the grand finals of the Esports Premier Series, and he's shown exactly why he is the one, he is the chosen one to be there. Congratulations to him. Hard luck to Lokmanyu. What a game have we had. I think we're going to look at the final results. Aditya Chadha in the best of 3, winning this by 2 goals to 1, winning the first game on penalties. Lokmanyu winning the second game 3 goals to 2, and then winning the last game 2 goals to 1 after extra time. So we've had 90 minutes, we've had extra time, we've had penalties, and we've had everything between these two players. And Neil, we are also going to have Aditya Chadha and Sagnik Banerjee joining us for the next segment, which is going to be a small interview before we sign off. How excited are you for that, and what were your thoughts on the game?
Well, Salvan, I'm breathless after that game. I don't know how Lokmanyu and Ari Chadda must be feeling. Of course, commiserations to Lokmanyu. What a cruel way to lose a final in. But congratulations to Ari Chadda, because, like I said, you have to be perfect for 90 minutes against him, or in this case, I think it was almost 300 minutes against him. But he needs to be perfect just on one opportunity, one chance, and that's what he did. In extra time, he struck with that Mbappe, no mistake on that left foot, and that's all it took. And now this is the final standings. We can see Sagnik and Aditya Chadda, very well deserving players, very well respected players in the scene, in the community, and both these guys will make their way to see Saransh and Charanjot in the final. But right now, they're going to make their way to meet us in this interview, and let's see what they have to say about their performance today.
Well, absolutely. I cannot wait for Sagnik and Aditya Chadda to be here. And here they are. First of all, congratulations, guys. Sagnik Banerjee, Aditya Chadda here with us. I mean, there is a reason they look so tired. They've been playing some mad amount of FIFA. I think I would just like to congratulate both of them on behalf of me and Neil and the entire esports team. I think I'll go ask my first question to Sagnik, and Neil will ask his question to Aditya. And I think before that, we will go ahead and give you all a round of applause. So, Sagnik, my first question for you. First of all, congratulations. You've played some great games throughout the Esports Premier Series. You've played some great games throughout the qualifier. When you were in that grand finals with Soumak, and when you took that lead and went ahead in the second game, what was the thought process in your mind? How exactly did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, Soumak is obviously a very good player, but like I know that if I can score the first goal, I can control the whole of the game, like the tempo of the game. So yeah, it was quite comfortable at the end.
Well, thank you so much, Sagnik. And Neil, do you have any questions for Aditya Chadda?
Well, absolutely, Adi Chadda. How do you feel after that game? And firstly, congratulations to both you guys. Adi, you can smile a bit. You just won a final. And
I mean, I'm exhausted. Like, literally, all I'll
So
say,
are
I'm
we for
exhausted.
sure.
Like, the game was very end to end. And, like, I did not, like, that once, it was a fluke that, like, I just turned with Mbappe and he thought I would go backwards and I went forward and just scored. That's all. And, like, I got lucky with the Renato chance at the end.
well, I don't think it was a
Could
fluke,
have
Adi. I
gone
think
anyway.
in a game like that, when you put pressure, after a while, it's all about, how long you can last. And of course, in this game context, and I think both you guys lasted till the end. Of course, Sagnik did beat Soumak in that Kolkata derby, and now both you guys will be facing off against each other and CJ and Saransh. So, any words to each other?
Let's
I
start with
mean, I'll
Aditya
just say
first.
good luck. I'll say good
Yeah,
luck.
same, same,
What
same,
else
bro.
can I say?
All
Sagnik
right. I
was
like
waiting to
that they're
see
going
what
to keep it
Aditya says,
clean.
and that goes then go ahead and decide what he wanted to say. But then great stuff, guys. I think a lot of people who watch FIFA, and I think because of people like you and because of the other pros that are there in the scene, that's the reason why the Indian FIFA scene is growing, because y'all play some great FIFA. Y'all make sure that the game is played in a very different way. Plus, one of the best things about you guys is that you guys are so humble and you guys are so modest with regards to how things go. But when we speak about luck, let me be very honest. Luck only favors the brave, and I think you both were brave enough to be here, and there is a reason you all deserve to be here. So, congratulations once again. Sagnik, I think I'll ask you one more question before we end this, and Neil may ask Aditya one more question. I know you guys are exhausted. I know everyone out there, I mean, you want to celebrate this as well. But Sagnik, going into the grand
Yeah,
finale, I think around 1 or 2 weeks more, you are also playing the EISL, and congratulations for that as well. I'm sure you're doing great in
thank
that.
you.
Now, there is a lot of preparations that are going to be in your head. You are going to be playing players like Charanjot, Saransh, and Aditya Chadha. I mean, if you could have asked for three players in India at the very top, these three would be there. Now, what is your thought process like? I mean, I'm sure you are there right amongst the very top, but are you going to increase your practice levels? Are you going to increase your commitment to this game just for this Esports Premier Series grand finale?
Not really. I think like I'm too committed already, and like I think I have the potential, to take all three of them. So yeah, nothing really like too much preparation. I won't do going into the game, but yeah, like playing friendlies against them would be really good for me, I guess.
Well, that's amazing. I think Sagnik, of course, thought this is Mr. Fresher going on in college, and he's like, no, I do not have to be so committed or something like that. But that's a great reply. I'm sure you are there up amongst the very best. And I think, Neil, if you have any questions for Aditya before we can sign off for today.
Absolutely. I think Adi Chadha, you've been practicing on PS5. You did take part in the FIFA Global Series tournament too. So how much of a difference did that make? Switching consoles. I'm sure you must have felt a bit of kickback from constantly changing consoles. So how do you manage to deal with that?
No, so PS4 is like an entirely different game. Like, as I think you guys would have seen, I was just knocking driven passes left and right everywhere. Then, like, that's how I play on PS5 because the tempo is that way. But on this game, it's very open, and I don't think I need to driven pass that much. But like instinctively, I just keep spamming R1Xs everywhere. So it is very different, and like this game is very open when you compare it to the PS5. So it is tough, but I think now I won't have to play on the PS4 again mostly. Other than this, I think, other than the grand finals. So yeah, it
Absolutely.
Well,
should
And
we
be
let's
hope
move
fine.
to
the
the
same
grand
for you
finals.
because you've just given your tactics to all the other players that you are going to be spamming those R1X passes, and Sagnik has already made note of the same. But I think, Neil, it was great to have these two here with us. It was a pleasure to see you all in this tournament. I think just before we end, I'm just going to remind the viewers Aditya Chadha, Sagnik Banerjee, Charanjot Singh, and Saransh Jain are going to be your four grand finalists in the Esports Premier Series grand finals. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because that is going to be telecasted live on YouTube. Follow esports.in on Instagram for more of FIFA and more of football and more of gaming content and tournaments. Neil, is there anything you would like to say before we sign off for today?
Well, Salman, I think you covered all the bases. I just want to thank everyone involved behind the scenes at Esports. I want to thank Selvin for being the best commentator. I want to thank Arshdeep for really stepping in and killing it in his first go at the commentary. I want to thank all the players who have put on such great shows, especially these two gentlemen right here who've been who've been evicted off the screen. But well played to all the players. I think they put on a spectacular show. The FIFA scene in India is thriving. Okay, there's new talent coming up every day. There's new players coming up to dethrone the old ones. So if you're a FIFA player, I want you to take part in the next esports tournament. It's free entry and you're going to enjoy it. You're going to see how you face off against the best. You're going to see where you rank up against all these great players. It's been a pleasure hosting this alongside Selvin, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's all from me, Super Keel. Selvin, final words before we end it.
Well, absolutely. I think thank you so much, Super Keel, for being so amazing right from the start. Not just this one, but some more tournaments that we've casted together. Me and Neil are going to be there for the grand finale of the Esports Premier Series as well. You can watch it live on YouTube as well. I think that's going to be all from all of us out here at Esports. We're going to say a goodbye to everyone. But just to let you know, every goodbye is a promise of meeting again. And we will meet again for sure. Stay safe, take care of yourself, have a great week ahead, and we will see you soon.